Who won?
What up?
Are we live? Is this thing on?
Everybody's there. Okay.
Cool.
Is this thing on?
Maybe.
Is it on?
Is it working?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you
Hello.
hear us? Can you hear us?
Jan, what's
Hello?
going on? Sarcastic grandma,
I think I got it all.
according to Chris. We renamed sarcastic to grandma yesterday.
Who is in the corner today? That is Frigid Phoenix.
Hi, everybody.
Live
How's
and
it
in
going?
person here on the Monument Hobbies stream.
Yes. Excited to be here. Enjoying the legends, Jason and Jen, for the show. It's been an awesome day hanging out with Jason.
We need to, like, this is going to be so good when we get to the point where more locals can come and hang out. You know, it's funny because it reminds me of 16th Street to some extent, right? When we do this on Fridays.
Yes.
Is like, for those of you that don't know, locals that don't know, Frigid, you probably don't know, but we had our old building before this one over on 16th Street, and we had a gaming and painting area there, and on Friday nights we would have people there and do games and hobbying and things like that. And it was just kind of a place where people come and hang out during the week at some points, like sometimes during lunch or whatever. And it was always just refreshing to have locals, you know, be able to show up. And, you know, I didn't always have time during the middle of the day to spend time with them, but it was always fun. So
Right.
Cool.
It's been a really fun day. Had some good chats. Talked a bunch of hobby and nerd stuff. And been painting and just got done having lunch. As Jason and I turned and looked at each other and went, "Hey, are you hungry?"
Yeah, I was like,
realized
wait,
we
did you
both
eat
didn't
lunch?
eat.
He's like, no. And I was like, that's why my stomach is yelling at me. The ADT guy came by. All sorts of other stuff happening. Forgot about, like, oh yeah, we need to survive.
We did drink water, though, for those that know.
We did drink water.
That is important.
We did
Arizona.
hydrate.
Hydrated.
We did do the hydration thing. So I am priming up a troll.
Yes, it is. More war machine.
I'm priming up a troll because I am wanting to paint some trolls. I have the worst hobby ADD known to man when it comes to War Machine right now because I want to paint all of them.
I remembered.
Well, I mean, that's pushing it.
I did. I remembered. Hey, there's a lot on my plate over here.
Does remembering late count as remembering?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
I think
I'm just checking. I'm not making any judgments, Jennifer.
the full name.
Full name's me. Are you mad at me? All right. Now I can relax and enjoy the stream, I think.
The stress is always at the beginning for Jen.
Yeah. Well, I don't like to mess things up.
You know,
I'm
we have such a
confident.
great crowd that I don't know that anybody would really consider it messed up. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to paint some stuff.
I don't like to disappoint you.
Well,
By
I'm
making
just kind of
mistakes.
always disappointed. It's okay.
You have to remember that he's on
I
air
just
with
kinda
Chris
live
most
this
of the
way.
time, so disappointment's natural.
It is not frigid in here. It is warm today.
Very, very warm today.
Man, it's just, yeah, it's not right. It's so hot outside.
My wife and I always know it's super hot when not our big dog, but our little dog usually likes to bask in the sun because she's part Chihuahua. And when she goes out and does her business and goes right back to the door,
You know it's hot.
you know it's hot.
Ours do the same, and they aren't even trying to have it right now.
You know what? There are some days though in the afternoon where I'll be like, "Where are the dogs?" And because I'll open the door and leave it open just for a few minutes for them.
Mm-hmm.
And usually they do. They go out, come right back in because it's too hot. And once in a while lately, I'll go outside, and Poppy will just be laying there.
Sun in her buns.
Yeah, just looking around, being a big girl all by herself.
Sun in her buns, a little bit of liberation.
Right.
I love it, being a big girl all by yourself.
She's a big girl by herself. She normally is too scared to be by herself.
That's our Pixel. Our little one's named Pixel, and
you do got to be careful with the little one outside because in our neighborhood we have an owl and foxes.
Yeah, only at night.
Yeah, we have a. I think I counted one night there was 4 around our immediate cul-de-sac area.
Foxes?
No, owls.
Owls.
Oh wow.
And one of our neighbors has a real tiny dog.
Yeah.
But on both sides of us are large dogs, and then we have a lab. So I think our little 16-pounder's fine. The owls won't mess around. But the other side of that neighborhood I feel bad for. I don't know. I always see on Next Door Neighbor where people are like,
we've got a 65-pounder and like a 15-pounder.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we do have coyotes.
Yep.
They don't typically jump into people's backyards over the fences.
Yeah, we have coyotes that people will see in the neighborhood, but they're only going to catch stuff out on the street.
Yeah.
The foxes run along the wall, and the owl sits on the telephone poles and snacks on cats.
Yeah.
That's since having the owl, we have a severe lack of stray cats in the neighborhood. It ate them all.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the neighbor's
The foxes and the owl chased all the cats
Yeah.
off. We don't have any of those cats that used to be across the street all the time.
Yeah.
Gone.
Oh, that's right.
No more cat. It's just the
kitty.
neighbor's cat that comes into our yard and poops
Once
every
in
now
a
and then.
while, yeah.
I was gonna say out in East Mesa where we're at, they use our back walls, the coyotes do, as like a highway.
Yeah, that's
They
the
just,
same
like,
for
walk.
us.
Foxes
Yeah.
do, but the coyotes
Yeah.
don't typically. But the foxes definitely, people post their ring videos of the foxes trotting along the walls.
One of them ran out in front of me. I told you that. One or two of them ran across the street in front of me driving home at dusk the other night. But it's been about a month ago. But
Well, yeah, that reminds me of the 2-3 weeks ago, our lab got hurt, and then we got her on the mend. And then the day we got her on the mend, our little one decided that she was going to break into our pantry and pull out a Japanese barbecue sauce bottle, which is all onion and garlic. It's supposed to be. Luckily enough, the brand we had, it wasn't, so it wasn't toxic. But as we rushed her to the emergency vet, a coyote ran in front of us. And I had just said to Heather, I was like, I'm not going to stop if anything runs in front of us. We're going to get our dog there safe and just natural. Locked up the brakes. So I'm like,
sure.
Not going to hit a coyote.
Well, and it still just looks like a dog to some extent. It's
Panic bomb, that's true. Coyotes are too busy chasing roadrunners.
They are.
We do have roadrunners in our
We have
neighborhood
those in
too.
our neighborhood too.
We do have roadrunners and coyotes.
Oak and Fury said, I reposted a meme today that said, it's so hot outside, I just saw a bird blowing on a worm before he ate it. Made me think of you guys in Arizona.
I feel like that's probably right.
That's true. Emerson Secondary has a question from YouTube. I'm struggling to freehand small circuits for skull eye sockets. Any advice?
Struggling to freehand small circles for skull eye sockets. Circles are best done. Here, let me get a little bit of primer or something out here that I can show you. Right? Whenever you're freehanding, the thing that I say all the time is that you have to be able to break the shape down into multiple parts. And even though the eye socket feels like it's just a circle, you know, like if we're going to do a skull... I would do like half. And if you have to break your line up, you know, break your line up. But then, you know, come and do the other half and, you know, start your mirroring of your, you know, eye and cheekbone and all that stuff. And then, you know, for the teeth areas, I'm probably doing something like this where I'm doing each, as opposed to trying to do little ellipses, do them with 2 lines. And then for the eyes, right, I'm probably going to, well, I usually do the nose first, so come in here and...
I think they're just trying to do the eyes. I feel like the skull is already there. I don't think they're trying to freehand a skull.
You said freehand the eyes. Why would you freehand the eyes on a skull that's already there?
I don't know.
But on this, when I get to the eyes, I want to do one curve, and then I want to come across and do the other side, rather than trying to do this all at once, because it will act like calligraphy. your brush will start to get too wide. So do one part, then come and do the other part, then maybe a third pass at it. Don't be afraid to do the circle in multiple lines rather than trying to do the circle. Circles typically give people the most trouble because they want to try to do them all together, right? As opposed to just do one side, then the other side, turn them all around where you can pull the thing at the same way, right?
G-flat, I think he really just wanted to paint a skull on his hand.
Yeah. Well, because I can talk about the circle all you want, but the reality is that you just don't want to. A lot of people try to treat it like a pencil, and you'll try to just come in and do a circle.
No, I know.
And you might get a thin line and a thick line, and it might not do what you want it to do or be the shape you want. So instead, go through, and some people will quarter it. You'll do one side here, then maybe turn the model around so that you're pulling your line again, or come down and then do like this.
Yeah, Emerson said I kept trying to make a single line.
Yeah.
There you go. That seems easy.
Yeah, and that's true for pretty much anything that you're freehanding, regardless of the shape, is try to break it down into more brush strokes as opposed to trying to pull longer lines or complex S shapes or circles, because a brush is a calligraphy tool when doing that type of stuff, and it will go from thin to thick and thin to thick, and it will make things unbalanced. So if you can make it in more lines, like a diamond, rather than going stroke, 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 do one and then pick up the brush and then turn and pick up the brush and then pick up the brush and pick up the brush so that all your line weights are the same. Because as you start moving the brush continuously, you'll get thin and thick lines.
Awesome. Mitch Zamel from Facebook said, how to avoid reactivation. Some colors from ProAcryl give me some reactivation after hours of dry time. What chemical is lacking?
No, none of our paints will reactivate unless they were applied too thin. That's just the honest answer. Our resins are top notch. You won't find any better. So unless you're painting it in such a thin manner, like super thin glazes, where you've dispersed the resin so much that you need to do something like a varnish over the top to seal it back in, that's the only thing that would cause that to happen.
Would it be that on top of maybe a primer that it's not working well with?
I mean, yeah, if you painted it over a substrate that wasn't fully cured, then you could be moving the substrate. But ProAcryl, all the paints have got very, very high-end resin in them, so none of them will reactivate. If you can give me an example of what you're seeing, from what color, but no, none of our colors reactivate. Now, if you put a topical solvent on them, like oil or enamels, all bets are off. You need to be varnishing and protecting your undercoats if that's the kind of stuff, but if you're just using, other water-based products over the top, you won't see any reactivation. Like I said, unless you've done really, really thin coats, or have, thinned the paint out with another solvent, maybe. It's...
Mitch, if you want to give us a little more information on your process, that would help as well.
Yeah, we definitely want to get you help.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, there's no chemicals missing or no misapplication. We know what we're doing.
Avian said, I think I've been here a while. I'm guessing correctly what Jason is going to say and getting it right.
And getting it right?
It's guessing, like, I bet Jason's going to say this, and then you say that. I it was right when you were doing the circle.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
bet Avian was like, Jason's going to say you have to do the circle in small parts instead of one line.
Good, it's working, right? It's consistency of messaging.
That's right.
When you're teaching, it's literally saying the same thing, but in different ways, so that when you are getting it to click for a new audience or someone who, it hadn't clicked for before, it's literally not going to be confusing. It's going to be the same.
When I was teaching, I was just always in the habit of I knew I had to say things at least 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
I just know my own self. Like, I never get it the first time. As much as I pride myself on getting it, it takes a while. When I'm all honest, it's like I don't just get it the first
Fabian
time.
said correct, specifically the calligraphy reference.
Yep. Well, yeah, because a lot of people don't think about it, that, calligraphy is not something that we in the modern times do very much, right? It's a hobby. It's something that unless you do it specifically, you might not even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I grew up where you had to do calligraphy. Like in writing class, I had to do calligraphy. I had to buy calligraphy pens.
Really?
I had to buy calligrapy pens in school.
Wow.
We had a calligraphy pen set. It was a writing class.
You must be old.
Not just standard English. It was a writing class. I am old. So are you. You shush. I'm usually nice about it, but you... You've overstepped your bounds. But yeah, it's a thing where you get used to the brush and you want to use it like other writing utensils, especially for freehand, because you just want it to draw on the model. Why doesn't it draw? Why doesn't this work?
There's someone in chat named Mrs. Frigid Phoenix. Right.
I love.
She said, I'd like to take that class. I could have used it for our wedding invites. So, Mrs. Frigid Phoenix, look up Sip and Script. They do calligraphy classes, and they do them at like local wine bars and local establishments, and it's super fun. I think it's like $60. They give you all the supplies and like tracing paper and like templates. It's super fun.
Our next date night.
Yep.
Already planned.
Nova Storm said, I know the Mr. and Mrs. Phoenix. Fantastic people.
Hi, bestie.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
He brought an entourage.
Did you bring your entourage?
Swifter Bear has a question. How glossy are your non-standard paints, like the transparents, One Step, etc.? I'm noticing a bit more gloss using One Step.
One Step can be a little bit more satin if you thin it. Like all of the mainline paints that don't say they are satin or gloss are very similar in their matte finish. Now, we have a range of what we pass a matte finish for each color, and a lot of that has to do with how much, because a certain point of matteness, if in the gloss scale, you're like a 0 to like, I don't know if it goes to 10. It's like, we'll call it 0 to 10. I think it's actually like 0 to 5, but in the gloss scale, we'll call it 0 to 10. And all of our stuff is it exists in the 1.5 to 3 scale of gloss. That's how matte our paints are. So, but it exists in a range, because some colors, if you matte them to be as matte as like coal black, then, or like our primers, then they wind up being desaturated. They just don't have the punch of color. So you will find certain colors like royal purple. I'm trying to think of other ones that are out of there, like black green. Some other ones that will have a little bit more sheen than the normal line, and that's on purpose, because otherwise you wouldn't get the color I wanted out of them, because the next level of matting agent that we add desaturates the color, and you can't get over that. You're always playing that fine balance when you're making a paint of where you get the color right and where you get the sheen right? And so the nice thing with Procryl is that we're able to have a large kind of deviation there that still looks really good. But on certain colors where you're using the color to thin it down for its effect, like transparents, like the one-step colors where you're going to be doing a lot more variable work with them, maybe you're thinning it really heavy to turn it into a wash, things like that, then you will break the matting agent. It will no longer appear matte, and you will get back to what the true nature of the paint is, because most pigments are gloss by nature, more glossy. And so we have to add material to matte them down. When you spread that material out by diluting the paint, then you get back to the natural form of the paint, which is more glossy. So that's why. So as you thin it, it might become more glossy. Just keep your matte varnish close by and either brush it on or airbrush it on real quick to change the sheen. I've been having to do that. I had to do that with some of the models from the Grimkin that I'm painting, because I painted these so long ago that they're painted with Vallejo, and you can see the shine on the green skin, right? And so I went and I hit these models with matte varnish before I start painting them again. It's what I did with this one, right? That is now all with our Procryl stuff, and there's no shine to it other than what I've painted on it, and that is what. But you'll see like a little bit of sheen from the one step there, right, on the axis. See a little shine on the axis? That's because I thinned that way down and put it over that. So I will paint over it with a matte color, but if it's too shiny for the matte color to really feel like it's giving me good visual representation, then I'll hit it with a matte varnish first.
Bogus Mage, this is not Who's Invaded. This is War Machine. War Machine? War Machine.
War Machine? War Machine.
What model is this? So I can see.
This is this is a character troll named Clanger.
Clanger? Oh, I'll remember that.
It's Clanger, like Klinger. It's Clanger. He throws bombs.
And is a troll.
Yeah, it's a troll. This is the Troll Blood faction.
Troll Blood. Okay, Troll Blood.
The
Clanger.
Southern Kithgard, but you don't need to know all that.
Gnarly RJ.
Southern Creoles
Look at that,
Kithgard,
Gnarly
and
RJ.
this is Clanger.
You got it. This is a Southern Creoles Kithgard model.
Who said that?
Gnarly RJ.
Yeah. This is Southern Creoles Kithgard Clanger. Clanger. I have Clanger and I have the other character Jack
Klinger,
here.
why isn't he in a dress?
I don't know
That's a
why.
fantastic
I don't remember
reference.
what this guy's name is. We're going to call him Bart. So this is also a character Jack. But I wanted to paint something with a lot of skin, and as I really looked at this guy, he's got less skin showing and more armor and spines and quills and weapons and stuff like that. He really only has his hands and like his feet and a couple of those spots on his back. So I want to get the color for what I want my troll skin. I have owned trolls. It was one of the first armies I bought in War Machine. I got into War Machine just as Hordes was coming out. And so trolls were one of the first armies in Hordes. I think trolls and Circle, Ouroboros, and Scorn, maybe. And I had Circle and trolls. I have never painted a troll army. I've always had trolls since then. I've never painted a troll army blue skin, which in their world, the trolls are like blue skinned. And I've always painted them like orange or purple. My last ones were yellow with turquoise spines. But in the lore, they're like more blue with red spines. So I am, for the first time, I think, going to paint some trolls with more of the canon color scheme. Not exactly, but I don't do anything like the box art ever. But I will do some that have blue skin, bluish skin. So we're starting with dark purple, because that's how you do blue, right? Anyone?
Mullets, is that the one he called Bart? It's actually called Chomper.
Chomper, that's right, Chomper. Chomper.
His name should be Maxwell Q.
Maxwell Q. All these guys look like Maxwell. What's a good name?
I like it.
I love that in the pigs, you've got Lord Carver the Third.
Your models, paint them how you want. That's what I always say.
Oh, 100%. I've been painting so much in other schemes. A lot of my War Machine is using black armor. And, I've done some purple, and we're doing the Khador in my traditional red for Khador. And I'm doing black armor on my House Valis stuff, or House Callus stuff, and for Dusk. And a lot of earth tones for the Old Umbry. And so I was like, well, let's just do trolls in blue for the first time in however long it's been. I think we were talking about it this afternoon. I think it's been 18 to 20 years since I started playing War Machine.
That's
right at the very beginning.
Klinger's name was Maxwell. His first name.
Was what?
Klinger from MASH. His first name was Maxwell.
Maxwell Clanger.
Max Klinger.
He's Clanger, not Clanger.
Clanger, I know. No, I am not painting today. Ty Unit said, what's Phoenix working on over there?
I am working on 2 orcs from a combat patrol for Warhammer 40k. Based them in dark purple from Pro Acryl, and now working on their lovely green skin and brown armor. And then I'm going to do some purple accents, as I always do on my models. Royal purple accents.
Awesome. We don't have a close-up camera over there, but he can come over and give updates as we go through the stream today. Sure. Balvinos, thank you for those gifted subs. Noger Workshop, Pavlenko, Eamons 2024 or 224, Shock 21, and Ann Azar. Give a big thank you to Balvinos for your gifted sub.
Awesome. Yeah,
people ask me a lot if I thin while I airbrush, so I'm going to show you that the way that I work my colors up. This has been dark purple primer over black primer, right? So just going with it. But when I start in with the real colors for my base layers, I don't thin. So I will just put, however much paint I need in there. I don't need a lot. But I just put the paint directly into the cup. No thinning. The only thinning that might be in here is because I just rinsed it, so there might be a residual amount, like a drop of water in the nozzle, and that always helps to keep things flowing. But I don't purposefully put any thinning on the paint when I'm doing my base coats, and that ensures that I just have to go over like once on everything to start building up color. Right? It gives me good punchy color right out of the gates. This I'm going to treat more like a zenithal after I get done with the top areas here. Right. So it gives us a halo of that blue. And then for the rest of the body, I want to do a zenithal. And so you're going to see me, and what you won't be able to tell because the angle on the camera isn't always right, is I'm painting like this. I'll be shooting the paint down the length of the body and angling the model like this depending on when I'm hitting what I need to hit. So if I need to get a leg, I might angle it with the feet out more, or like this. But when you're right now, if you're seeing me hold the model like this, it means I'm spraying straight down at it. And then I'll kick it out more or less.
Joey P on YouTube wants to know what size needle you were using in your airbrush.
This is a 0.3. Typically all we use is a 0.3.
Deathspawn would be happy to get back into War Machine if they let me use all my old models still, and if I could print all the models.
Yep.
You can't use the old ones? I thought that
you can.
Just... Oh, yeah.
You can use
your old models.
You can use all the old models.
I was going to say, Jason just found a whole bunch from
every old
years ago, like 10
every
years
old
ago.
army still has at least 2 of your theme lists from Mark III. They don't allow you to use stuff from prior to that. Like for Trolls, you only get the United Creoles and Storm of the North. So you can't use Madrak 1 or 2. You get Madrak 3. So that's a bummer. You lose some stuff. Like I used to love Madrak 1. Was one of my favorite casters. I'd run him all the way to the end of Mark III. So now you're like Cold Gremma, Madrak 3, Borka, Storm of the North, kind of Borka, whatever he is, Rhyme Slayer. You can still use a lot of your models. You can use Protectorate. You can, I think there's a Harbinger list, right? So there's a lot that you can do with your old models, for sure, 100%. Right, so now I'm getting the blue with the purple and the shadows, which is good. We'll turn it around this way.
What kind of compressor do you use?
We use here at the shop, we use a California air compressors, and I never remember the number, but somebody on stream will get it, probably. Everybody knows which one I use. It's the Ultra Quiet California air compressors model.
It's right here, and it's running right now.
At home, I bought a cheap Masters airbrush compressor off of Amazon with the Masters airbrush and everything, and I have been pleasantly surprised with it. I don't have a problem in the world recommending it to people who are just starting off. It's been good for me. Now, a lot of people have said they've had mixed results, and so, I don't guarantee it because I don't have anything to do with them. But for me so far, it's been okay. It's a 0.3 needle on the Masters airbrush. I really just wanted the compressor. I didn't care about the airbrush. I just wanted a cheap, compressor for the house. But the airbrush has been working pretty good. Not too shabby.
Did you get the one with the extra brushes in it?
The extra what?
The extra airbrushes included? Because I was looking at them on...
It was a compressor with one airbrush.
Okay.
It didn't come with any paints or anything. It came with a hose, an airbrush, and the compressor.
Okay, cool. I've been looking at them since.
And it has the tank
we,
on it. It has the 1 liter tank on it, or 1.5 liter tank, or whatever it is.
I've been looking at them since the last time we hobbied together, because rattle cans are good and they're cool, but I'd rather be airbrushing at my desk.
So just to punch in super close and let you see what Pro-Acryl can do without any thinning. No spotting. Really, really smooth application. Nothing funky with my airbrush. Everything's just exactly the way you would expect it. I don't do any crazy additions. I don't oil anything in my airbrush or anything like that. It's literally just, the roughly cleaned airbrush that you see me use all the time. It's an Iwata HPCS. Good brush, but, not do anything special that you can't do. And that's just dark gray blue without any thinning through it. But I can do one coat and I can get a really good covering of color. So
Dark gray blue is a classic.
No spotting or crazying or anything like that. So then as I start moving to midtones and highlights, I might start thinning because with the airbrush, I don't want spotting to occur in my high contrast areas. So, if I start going with a bright highlight on this guy, you'll probably see me thin that, more aggressively, like 50-50 with thinner. I'll show you as we go today.
Face Coo on YouTube. What do you think about ventilation with airbrushing or spray booths?
Having one to not get paint all over everything on your desk is rad. When you're painting with acrylics, stay close to the model. You're less worried about airborne particulates, but it is still good to have proper ventilation. And to wear a mask if you don't have a large enough area, if you're in your apartment in a small room and you want to make sure you don't want to breathe in solids. But because we're using a water-based paint and it's not a toxic solvent, it's water, then most of what you're going to have happen is the paint gets on the table where you're spraying and on the model, and not a lot of it should go airborne until you're like when we're painting one model. That's safe to say. As soon as you start painting whole armies over the course of a day, definitely wear a mask. Vent hoods and things like that, I mean, you can if you want. If you don't have an area for them, then, as long as you can make sure that you're not getting, paint dust over everything within 18 inches of where you're spraying is pretty good. The biggest thing to learn is to paint close to the model. Get comfortable doing that. Don't hold the airbrush a foot away from your model. That's where you get all the airborne particulates from, because the paint dries in the air and starts floating around. When you see me painting, I'm painting like this. I'm painting like 2-3 inches max, 4 inches max, usually like 3 or 2 from the model, whether I'm doing base coats or when I'm doing highlights, I'm in closer. There's no ability for that paint to go airborne when I'm in that close, right? And again, we're using water-based paints. So it's very wet, it's heavier than air, it's not going to float until it dries.
And Mo makes a very good point. If your boogers are the color of your painting, you need more ventilation.
And mine never are. The only time that happens is when I rattle can stuff for a long time.
Never wrong.
When I rattle can stuff for a long time,
Yeah.
and even when you do it outside, you have color
Yeah.
boogers because you can't get away from that. The solvent and everything goes airborne.
That's a solid test.
Mo knows.
All right. I'm kind of thinking like a turquoisey color. Maybe a dark turquoise?
I would like that. That would be nice.
Dark turquoise might be kind of neat. Let's do that. We'll do it thin.
The old classic of jade and dark gray blue. Such a good combo.
Well, yeah, and this is kind of a jade, but it's dark turquoise. Instead of going more green, I want to stay more blue. So the turquoise leans blue, the jades lean green in this round. But if I just keep going blue, it'll just be blue and then sky blue. And then I guess I could put like a turquoise wash over the top. But I think I want to do it with the turquoise. We'll see how we like this. Then I can go back to like bright blue green or something like that. Bright green blue over the top of the turquoise maybe. Do some slightly different colorations. I'm going to get some cups out. I'll show you how I thin. I don't thin in the airbrush anymore. I used to, but I stopped. Too many chances to ding your needle. Okay, so just a little bit of paint.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I bent a needle once.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, you don't want to do that. That's bad. So I don't mix in the brush anymore. I haven't for a long time. And then I like our one-step medium.
Ooh, Danger Boy's having fun messing with the colors for the challenge this month. That's a good color combination this month.
It is fun. So about that much paint, and we want to go at least that much medium, maybe a little bit more, right? So call that 1.5 to 1. 2 to 1, whatever. And then I want to go just a slight skosh, like that, of water. Right? Use the mixing end of the brush.
If anybody is wanting to know more about our monthly painting challenges, I just put the link to our Discord in chat. Check those out. They're super fun.
So the way I typically talk about this kind of mixing is 1 to 1 to 1. So it's 1 part paint, 1 part medium, and 1 part water. But if you just want to do water, just do 50-50 and start there. I like to over thin and then layer up. It's very safe. It's something that's really, really good to keep in mind as you're learning to airbrush. You can't really over thin to the part where you cause yourself a problem, unless it's so watery that when you spray it, it just kind of beads out and makes a really crazy pattern on the model. So as long as you can control painting in close with thin paint, then you shouldn't have a problem. But going thin allows you to always get more color by putting another layer on, whereas not thinning enough will put out too much color and there's no erasers. So you will have to then deal with the fact that you're going to have to go back and repaint a particular area of the model. Oh, that's going to be good.
Cliff Jumper, Ryan is amazing, but this is actually Frigid Phoenix, who you may know from chat. Frigid Phoenix.
How's it going?
Is local. Got a similar.
He does have a very Ryan vibe.
Very majestic beard like Ryan.
Yep, he's got a Ryan vibe.
Big Mike Wood, less than 48 hours till I leave for Phoenix. It's actually supposed to be a slight bit cooler. And I use that term very, very loosely. because it is still Phoenix.
Yeah. Don't
But
get his hopes
next
up.
week is well, Monday will be a little toasty, but then from there it's under 105. It's 103, 101, 100. We're gonna have a little rain. You'll get to experience a monsoon, probably a haboob. So big week for you, Mike.
That's what I told my dad. He called and asked how the weather was, and I was like, "Oh, we're having a cold front come through." He's like, "What's that? 102?" I'm like, "Exactly."
Yeah.
105 and below is a cold front.
Haley, do you have a cat? Haley said, any advice on how to find a Giantess Mini that somehow disappeared between priming it at my airbrush station last weekend and when I went to sit and paint it last night? It has apparently vanished into the void.
Cat or Chihuahua?
Yeah.
One of the two.
Or a friend who maybe has a little bit of kleptomania, or a small child.
Bearded dragon for some
A
in
bearded
chat.
dragon.
Yeah. They like to
Two
run
cats.
off.
Check the cats. Those cats. A giantess sounds like it would be a large model.
Yes. Not easy to lose. Shouldn't be easy to lose.
Basically pants weather. It's sweater weather.
I wore jeans today. I'm a little warm.
Oh, that's right. You are in jeans.
I am. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Go back after that first pass. Give myself a little bit more amplitude of the colors up around the head and the shoulders. Maybe this bicep a little bit more right here.
Black Wolf, hello. Scorched Earth. How's everyone doing today?
I am fantastic. Jen, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Ready for the weekend?
I mean, my weekends are never anything different than any other day, to be honest.
She's retired. All the days run together.
I was pretty busy this week, though.
Yep. Making sets.
Made a lot of sets over at Clarendon, helped out the team, getting ready for One Step Set 2 release next week.
I have my notification set for it to come out.
Mrs. Frigid Phoenix said, the day I get an airbrush, unstoppable. Do you guys don't have an airbrush? Or do you just not share yours?
I don't have a good compressor.
Oh.
I have one of those little box compressors from Amazon that Mrs. Frigid Phoenix won off of an auction, and I need to get a better compressor for it. It just doesn't have enough. It either does 20, 30, or 50, and it'll sometimes just switch itself to 50.
It does whatever it wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a mind of its own. So that's why I was asking Jason about the one he got for the house.
Yeah, the Amazon one, Masters, is actually really good. Like I said, I would recommend it as definitely as a starter to get you going. But I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and find that it's one that will grow with you and always be able to be a second backup or something. Now, a lot of people have said they've had different experiences, and like I said, that they've seen it like die. I have not used mine a ton, so I don't know how to tell you any of the longevity stuff.
Cool.
Bud, hello.
What's on, bud?
Bud said all is well, considering we have a John Denver tribute band tonight.
Oh boy.
That sounds fun.
I mean, that could go either way. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
Desmond, we do not still have any laser cut paint racks. No.
I got a handful of ones that are built in the box
We are
that I
not
found the other
we
day
are
when I
not
was looking for
shipping
War
those.
Machine models. Found a whole box filled with them.
Yeah, because you used to use them as your paint rack on your desk for stream.
What's that?
You used to have them on your desk for your paints for stream.
Yeah, for the whole studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have both paint stations worth. They're over there in the bathroom vestibule over on the other side.
Yeah.
2 full desk setups full of racks.
Anakin Skyhumper said this is the first time the paint rack app has failed me.
Oh no!
Trying to color match the common Spaceballs colors, Fenrisian Gray, Rust Gray, and the Fang, but the app has given me Dark Jade.
Don't trust that. That
Those
sounds
don't
bad.
sound close at all.
That sounds not close at all. Yes. All right. Now we got to pick a highlight color, and I was kind of thinking this. I think that's the way to go. Bright green blue. That's what I'm doing.
Mrs. Frigid Phoenix, the moment I learned cricket, oh boy. All the custom shirts and crafts have been made.
Oh, I thought you meant cricket, like the sport. I was like,
No.
I have a bat here.
No, the device, the crafting device.
What is this big long one from the Conquest Army finished up to enter in a paint competition at a local gaming convention tomorrow here in Utah? Awesome. It's a historic paint event, so I went with medieval times. Nice. Your first in-person paint competition I've ever entered into. Congrats. That sounds awesome. Good luck with it too. Thank you, Jimbo. Glad to be a part of it. Nice. Those Mounted Squire models are really cool. The 100 Kingdoms stuff, the knights, some of them are really cool. Some of the 100 Kingdoms knights are like really, really crazy bulky. Like the scale is weird. Like they have certain knights that look like giants compared to the other dudes. So it's funny how it's like, I think there's an evolution of when they made the models and they get like realistic size, a little bulky, a little more bulky, and then like gargantuan. So it's pretty funny.
Oh, back to the paint rack question about app has given me Dark Jade, Phthalo Turquoise, and Gray Blue. So this is new information, or new part of the chat is what colors would you use
for Space Wolves? Dark gray blue.
Common Space Wolves, yeah.
Dark gray blue, probably into like cool gray, right? And then maybe bright neutral gray, depending on if I want it grayer, or white blue if I want to keep it cooler. You could do something like this, right? Those colors will give you a really good workup, and you can kind of control how blue you want it through that. You could also go with like slate gray, right? And then if you did that, going in with like the bright neutral gray on the high end, that would give you more of the 30K grayish armor, but a little bit cooler, right? I mean, you could even do something like this if you want to do really detailed. I like the dark gray blue because it allows me to have a little bit of bluish in the shadows that I think looks really good on them no matter how gray you want to go. But that's all up to you. I don't like the baby blue that GW does. But you could do dark gray blue, white blue, and that would give you more of that bluish tone armor that is on the box. But there's no phthalo turquoise or anything in them that I can remember. I guess you could get there. It has a little bit of bluish to it.
Krieg said, I can't believe all the hobby nerds here in Utah since I quit 6 years ago. It's grown big in the time, I guess. I mean, when we started making paint here in the U.S. in 2020 during COVID and started setting up stores, the majority of them were in Utah. Like, we had more stores in Utah than any other state.
Yeah, more per capita in Utah than anywhere else. Because a lot of the stores were just opening up. It was a big boom. There were a lot of people, a lot of hobbyists looking for new stores and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on there. There's been a lot of growth in the hobby in general in that area, for sure.
Black Wolf, yes, we can confirm that you are giant.
Yes.
Tall man.
At least 9 foot tall. He doesn't fit through the doors.
I was just going to say, he doesn't have to duck through the doors.
Doesn't fit through the doors. Again, allowing myself to go really thin here lets me test the brightness before I commit, really. I'm not in a trouble zone right now, right? I'm only hitting it with a little bit of brightness across the head and shoulders. That looks pretty good. But if I go to opaque with my highlight color, then it can cause some real problems at the early stages of putting color on here.
Anakin said, yeah, I was looking at the box art 40K baby blue. My client wants box art, so I'll experiment with those. Last question, what is the workup you're using on this troll-looking gentleman? His name is Clanger.
And this is dark purple, dark gray blue, dark turquoise, and then this bright green blue. This whatever color this is that I mean, bright green blue. So it actually is looking pretty good. If you're, I mean, it's too blue for Space Wolves maybe, right? But it's a neat color workup. It's going to have more greenish to it because of the dark turquoise in the midtones, but it's looking really good. I'm happy with the choice.
Isn't that always a good feeling when you get the color that you want right?
Well, yeah, because with me, I don't ever know what I'm doing. I just spray paint on and stuff.
That's what you say, but
I'm like, I kind of know what I'm looking for, but, you know, the chances are good I'm just going to stumble into something I like because I'm unafraid to mix and match paints. That's really my claim to fame, is I just don't care. So I'm like, whatever color it turns out, we'll go with it. It'll be great. And I know enough about color, obviously, to just get a good start. I get in really close.
And yeah, Despon, Wad Tomato just answered the question about the Paint Rack app. Very popular app in the hobby community for mostly tracking colors. Color matching is always a challenge.
Well, especially with our paints, because we don't choose our colors based on any other manufacturer's color palette.
Yeah.
So it is, to many people's chagrin, because they're like, well, I want something that looks like GW's blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't even know what that color looks like. Because we don't think that way. But we usually have good combos that get you close. Because at the end of the day, there isn't, you know, you can have as many bottles of paint as you want. There's not that much variation at the end of the day at the like finite level that would cause you to have to like, oh my gosh, I don't have the color I need. You can always have the color you need if you just have a handful of colors to start with.
Carl Duty said, my 10-year-old son William says, hi, Mr. Jason.
Who does?
Carl Duty's 10-year-old son William.
Hi, William. How are you? Hope you're having a good day.
Getting ready for school to start. All the kids here have gone back to school already.
they go back to school so much earlier here than Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. Because it's much hotter here than if they were to start later and go until like the beginning of June.
Right.
It's crazy. That's what they've always said, is that, well, because in the summer it's too hot. But we're still like, we're in the hottest part of the summer right now.
Right.
Jimbo, your kids go back on the 19th. Wife is a teacher and started 2 days ago. Those teachers, hard workers, always have to go back so much earlier.
He's biased.
Teacher boy said, my wife's a teacher. I can't mention school right now. She starts back on Monday. It is rough. Those last few days of summer vacation are always very painful.
I'm very pleased with this. What do we think?
That looks great.
Looks amazing.
That gets us pretty
I
close
like
to
that
like
light.
the kind of standardized troll skin color, but with a little bit of that purple shadow poking through, and that greenish blue in the midtone from the dark turquoise. And the dark gray blue, even though we don't see a ton of it, holds it all together and keeps the transition to the purple shadow from being too abrupt. So I'm a fan of this. I think that looks really, really good. Done. Done. Finished. I'm out.
Hey,
No.
nice job. Good stream.
Good stream.
Have a
Thanks
good
so much for
weekend,
joining.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're not ending right now,
We're not ending right
but
now.
welcome. You're welcome to ask any questions you have. Type them in chat. We've got people watching on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on
Tic Tac.
TikTok, and we can see all of your questions.
If we happen to miss one,
Yeah, just
re-ask
ask
it.
again.
Tag us at Monument Hobbies and re-ask. Sometimes I get to yapping and we miss them, or I'm answering another one. We don't want you to feel like we're ignoring you. Always ask
Weird
again.
situation here on our computer layout as well. So I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Silly kids and their Tic Tacs, get out of my yard.
Silly kids! Mo, that sounds exactly like me. You can't steal my shtick. That's a me-ism. Silly kids and your Tic Tac. Get off my lawn.
How does one become a monumentalist? I like that name.
A monumentalist. It sounds like it's
Like a mentalist.
like a mentalist.
yeah.
Like you're gonna tell me my future or
Yeah.
read my poem or
I
something.
like that.
8 million followers across all platforms.
Yes.
No, we have, if you go to monumentals.monumenthobbies.com, there is a parameter setting that we put on there for amount of followers we want to see. That's just a baseline to make sure that people are committed and serious and integrating with their communities. It's always hard to say what a good size community is, right? That's the problem with social media, is that I can say, you must have 100,000 followers. But there are 100,000 follower people out there that don't run good communities. There are people out there with 10,000 followers that run exceptional communities. And so what we're really looking for is people who are building their communities and looking to grow their communities around the hobby, and not necessarily just Pro Acryl, but of the hobby in general, and that you're fostering really, really good content and interaction with your community as you do so. That's it. That's what we look for. It's that simple. Not everybody gets in. Doesn't mean anything if you don't. Sometimes your community is too small. We can't just give it to everybody because there are benefits to it. So it can't just be everybody that starts up an Instagram page. But we pay attention to it. So if you don't get accepted the first time, I always say, people, go ahead and put your application in, because it puts you on a radar. Make sure that we follow you and that we're watching you. And then you can ping us and say, hey, you know, I just did this thing and I got 3,500 new followers, and we could come take a check. So it's good. You get excited when you get any likes? Me too. Jen's always so mean to me. Alrighty. And again, if I punch in close to show you the bright color as it went over here, you'll notice that's why I thin, is so I don't get any spotting with it. I just get really, really smooth blending across all of my colors. And so the thinning, because of course you'll notice you're spotting more with your bright colors, even though you're probably getting it, if you're seeing it with your bright colors, you're probably also getting it with your dark colors. Your dark colors just won't show it because there's no contrast in them. But when you start putting the bright colors over the dark colors, that's when you start getting contrast, and that's where you see the speckling in your airbrushing. So as you thin and let the flow get better, then you'll see less of that speckling. You'll get really, really nice smooth blends. It'll be easy to build off of this with your brush, and then you just do more layering to make sure that you get the brightness that you need, right? Bingo. I like it. Good skin color for trolls.
I really like that workup.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. Easy. Right? So the thing that I look at when painting armies is that, you know, of course the airbrush makes things super easy. Although this takes more time than one step. You know, I could have done like dark turquoise one step over a base, but I didn't want to start there. I wanted to do the airbrush because now I'll be able to go through and get the skin color done on like all the models. So works pretty well. I feel like this might even benefit from like a Payne's Gray wash, like a heavily diluted Payne's Gray wash. I don't know that it needs it though.
I was gonna say I don't think it needs it, but
it has good contrast to it already. The sculpts are really good. The War Machine team makes fantastic sculpts, so they have good detail on them. It's really easy with the airbrush to keep the the contrast between the muscles is still really good. You don't want to over darken stuff like that and leave it like it's islands of flesh. You want to have nice transitions. So I think we'll leave it alone, and we'll start painting some other colors on him, and we'll see where we get after we get some more of the base tones on here. I got to figure it. Now, this is the part where you have to look at the model and determine what all the other crap is. Leather backpack with bombs, metal loincloth, chain link, bombs, leather. So we have some leather, some cloth, and bombs. This is easy. Metal, leather.
Does it have less than the wolf?
Bombs. Less things?
Yes.
No, because you got 5 million freaking hairs. What do you mean less things? I have to paint each one of those hairs like whatever color we determine that has to be. They're bristles, spines. What do you call? What do porcupines have? Needles?
Spines. Or
Spines?
needles.
Yeah, spines. They're spines. See, like this guy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's like spines.
Yeah.
So I gotta paint all those. That's the only problem with trolls. These trolls they've made to where they have more junk on them, though. So that's the only thing that made me not really want to get the Southern Creoles. I had told people online, people come in and said, hey, why don't you paint some Southern Creoles? And I was like, I really don't like the fact that a lot of the troopers feel like it's like trolls go to Vietnam. They had like too much clothing on and military bags and rifles and stuff, and it made them feel like the trolls from Signar. Not the trolls from the woods, because the trolls like Madrak 1 and his trolls were all like half naked with spears and big hefty muscle dudes, and I really dig that because there's a lot more flesh to them. They feel more hordes than War Machine, and these have a lot of stuff like guns and saws and things like that. So the aesthetic doesn't work with me as much as it did with the old trolls, but then there's some that are really great, like this guy. Clanger feels like an old troll. So.
Clanger.
But what did we say this guy's name was?
Bart.
That's right. We remember the wrong name. We don't remember what the right name is. Huh?
Chomper.
That's right, Chomper. You remembered.
I mean, these are good names.
Chomper, Bart, and Clanger.
Yeah.
The trolls have always had really, really good names. They're fun. There's like, I like the factions that don't necessarily take themselves as serious. And these guys, a lot of them are like drunk. They have a special ability called Stumbling Drunk. So when you hit them, they then get to move 2 inches. So if you run up and charge them and smack them, and you hit them but don't kill them, then they stumble away. So then they're out of melee range, you can't hit them again. So it's kind of like a safety. Their Stumbling Drunk is like a safety mechanism. So it's kind of fun. There's some fun things to them. So.
USA Libertarian said trolls also overcharge for bridge crossing tolls.
Yes, bastards. Bastards.
Philip said I got dibs on naming the next one. Its name will be Doug.
Doug, hey Phil, are you coming out tonight? You gonna come? You gonna come and play some War Machine with us? You got an army yet? Philip.
Jason's full of full government names today.
It is. Well, Philip, I think, prefers Philip usually.
Philip would rather be called Philip.
Philip has con crud and has to cancel.
You've been home a week, dude. A week. You've been home a week? Come on, Philip.
Mrs. Frigid Phoenix thinks it would be funny to do this big mean troll with paint claws, and I agree.
Like painted fingernails?
Yeah.
Oh, we should do some painted fingernails.
Yeah, for sure. You got sick yesterday. That's not con crud anymore, Philip.
Yeah, you don't get to call it con crud a week after you got home. That's stop touching poo-fingered kids and tone-kissing Christopher.
The bear troll, what was its name that carried kegs around? I feel like I remember this.
Borka.
No.
He's the Scaldy bone cleaver or something like that. He had a keg and a cigar and a big axe, and he runs around with the champs, the Trollkin champions.
Borka Keg Slayer?
Borka Keg Slayer or something like that, yeah. No. No, it's Scaldy Bonehammer or something like that. Scaldy's the one with the keg. Borka has one called Keg Slayer, but he's another dude. They have a model of him on a polar bear. They're just fun. Trolls have always been fun. They go from being good to okay to horrible. They've never been great, I don't think, but they're fun to play. They have a lot of really fun shtick. They have fire eaters. They have fire eaters that, in order to blow fire, set themselves on fire and usually die to their own fire while it lets them create more damage.
Right.
But they're like fire eaters that catch it. I don't know. It's horrible. They catch themselves on fire and die, and usually don't do anything for me. But it's an awesome idea. They kind of live in that hybrid world of old orcs and goblins in Warhammer Fantasy that would do more damage to themselves. Mm-hmm. When I had my old orc and goblin army in Warhammer Fantasy back in like whatever it was, 7th edition Warhammer Fantasy, when I would bring my orcs to the table, the golden the unwritten understanding that everybody had was either Jason's orcs were going to kill themselves or kill you. There was no in between. You weren't beating my orcs; they were going to beat themselves. Because I would lob goblin hang gliders into my own army and decimate ranks of dudes, and you'd let out. It was back when you used to let fanatics out, and they would come back at you because they rolled the randomizer. They didn't always go for. There was a boss that let them always go forward on the first turn, but then they just went berserk and would come back through you and kill half your army with your own dudes. So it's like, I'm glad I spent for those guys. That's rad.
Philip said it's been 3 days. Philip, you guys got home Monday morning.
Yeah. Monday.
It is
and it's Friday. That's
today.
called 5 days. 5.
We hope you feel better, Philip. Half Acre of Fun said I painted Scaldy up as a tailgater for Ohio State for a mini exchange. That sounds awesome.
Nice. Yeah, he's great. I have him. We painted him on stream probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Right? We painted trolls on stream, the whole army. They were yellow flesh with turquoise. They had yellow skin and turquoise or jade spines. So.
I got sick on Thursday. Let me be sick in peace.
No.
Hey, you come around here.
No.
You get what you get.
No. You don't get to be sick. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
We do want you to take care of yourself. Get some rest this weekend. Plumpy Crunchy said, I need some help picking colors for a camo pattern. The uniform is Dark Sea Ben.
A camo pattern on top of a uniform that's Dark Sea Ben.
Yeah.
Huh. So that dark blue green, and then you want a camo pattern on top of it? I could see using like maybe the bright green blue, the color that we use here, as kind of a small P dot kind of a pattern where it was very visually disruptive. I don't know, because I don't know of any off the top of my head. I don't know any camos that are on a background like that. But I think something where you did like P dot camo, where you did a bunch of dots or hash marks, right? But I think it'd be good to stay in that kind of like take and create a tint for Dark Sea Ben that's a grayish tint of it as a mid-tone color, and then like bright green blue as a highlight color, and do like patches of those colors, right? So you could do Dark Sea Ben mixed with the bright green blue. That would be really good, right? This might be the answer. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what your highlight colors are for the uniform that's Dark Sea Ben, but if you type bright green blue with Dark Sea Ben and you mix it, that would give you a really good mid-tone. And then go to this, and you could just do patches of them. So you have that dark, medium, and light color that's all in that monochromatic scale. That would look really good. That's the only thing that really comes to mind, because you're not going to want to do a lot of brown on top of this. I think that would look kind of gross.
Thai Unit said U.S. Navy camo might be a good reference.
Right, they did. That's what I was saying. Like something that's like it's smaller though, right? The Navy camo is isn't it almost like the Air Force camo? It's very digital. Be very difficult to paint. But that's why I said like a small P dot, something that was visually disruptive and made it feel like a lot of texture would just take a lot of time. I think you'd be better off doing bigger patches of color, because it wouldn't be that hard to pull off necessarily.
Jay Matthias said, I wish the Monumentals application had a notes field so I could pitch why I'd be a good addition, even though I'm slightly under on follower count.
You can send an email to
support,
the support line.
Yeah, send an email when you submit your application. Send an email with that pitch, because like Jason was saying, it's not just about followers; it's about the engagement and how you interact and things like that. So. Send off that pitch, Jay Matthias.
Yeah, it's meant to be fairly automated on the sheet, so it doesn't
Yeah.
give you a whole lot of ability to, like, do your pitch or sell us on you. That's just contact us. The team will look into it. I say the team. That would be Gabe.
That would be Gabe. We have Frigid Phoenix in the studio with us today, hanging
Hello.
out, doing some painting of his own.
Yes, painting up some orcs from 40K. I was gifted a combat patrol by one of my groomsmen from my May 4th wedding to Mrs. Frigid Phoenix.
Who is also in chat.
And I have been working steadily through them, but taking my time to enjoy them. My wife has to constantly remind me of that.
Oh, take time to enjoy it.
Hobbying should be fun.
It's not about getting it done to get to the next project.
Yeah.
Although my pile of plastic in the corner of my office says differently.
Yeah, I always have it's a struggle.
We were just talking earlier about how many boxes have shown up at our house recently.
Hey, you shush. I don't know where those are coming from. I would like to thank my patrons for sending me all these lovely things that just keep showing up. It's like Christmas every day.
I said it's just anonymous gifts from secret admirers.
It's me drunk purchasing at night. I don't even drink.
His little tiny glass of Kahlua and cream at night causes him to go wild with the buy now button.
I haven't even had it in a
he
long
doesn't.
time. I get worried about the cream because I don't drink it often enough. And I'm like, I don't think the cream goes bad, but I don't know.
It lasts a long time. Rattlecan said May 4th. Let me guess. Congratulations.
Yes, it was May 4th.
Yeah, and he's wearing a Star Wars shirt today, so you're not wrong. Oh, he
With
changed
the Star
shirt,
Wars
though.
shirt underneath. Because R2's on the breast pocket of it, so.
Oh, so you were double layer Star Wars nerd.
Double layer Star Wars and also dark themed color with gray jeans. I did not think through my outfit today.
Well, I mean, you did. It's just not an Arizona outfit.
No, it's not, but it's okay. I'm drinking water and not paintbrush water.
Yes. Did you see that post from the Southern Nerd where he's teaching his dad?
Yes.
And he drank the
Paint water.
He's like, here's your water, and he picks it up and he drinks it. I don't think he really drank it, but
No. But that was funny.
pretty funny. Joey P said, are you going to paint the edges of those straps or just leave them where they meet the skin?
That's what I'm doing right now is painting.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe that question might be from a couple minutes ago.
I typically paint the face of the strap and then go back and edge the sides where necessary. But no, I don't leave anything showing. Unless there's just some reason why it's like it'll never be seen, then I don't have a problem cutting corners if it's something that won't be seen.
Despon wants to know who is your warcaster for the trolls.
Oh, I haven't picked that yet. I'm just painting these guys. I don't have them all yet. I have the 2 box sets that these came from, and I think I want to do a Gunbjorn list, and I forget. I don't know all the casters' names. They're less on my priority list right now. Right now, I've been playing some old Umbri. I'm just getting back into the swing of it after a big long break because I have to admit I got really disappointed in War Machine during the Infernals nonsense and the blow up the world part. It was handled so poorly, and I just didn't have any fun with it. So I'm very excited we're back in doing it again. I've got nearly every army. So I've been trying to find what really matches my style and get the new Mark IV kind of feel going. I've been having fun with Old Umbri, and I'm not going to remember the guy's name that I've been using as a caster. And then tonight I'm playing McKay Crucible Guard.
What is your preferred style of play?
Run up and punch people in the face. That's my
Sweet.
preferred style. War Machine, I'm an assassination list builder.
Okay.
I typically like to play lists whose primary win condition would like to be assassination. And then we'll build the list to complement that assassination with enough control pieces to be able to do some scenario play. I always get very excited with myself when I win on scenario. Let's put it that way, because that's very rare, very very rare for me to win on scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I either go in for the assassination and win or lose. That's the way that works. Hang myself out to dry. So yes, I'm playing McKay tonight. McKay, however you want to pronounce it. Crucible Guard list.
Cool.
Joey P wants to know how you would fix this if you got some brown on the skin.
Oh, great question. I would have to go in and do brush blending to work back up the color scheme that I had created with the airbrush. So it's always the fear when doing airbrushing for things like skin and armor when you need to do it first, because it is a messy tactic. You're not going to go in and do all the straps and then do the airbrush the skin part, right? So you just need to be patient is the first line of business so that you don't make mistakes. But should you, and I've gone in, well, I can't say recently, but not too long back, we had somebody ask this question, and so I went in on a model that we had airbrushed and purposely messed up an area of it to show you how to fix it. It was on a spider leg. I don't remember which one. One of these down here. It was on this guy. And we went in and I messed up the knee there. I went back and painted over it. And so you can go back and start from your base coat, right? So I would have to go back and start with probably dark purple, depending on what color I got. If I did the brown on here, I'd definitely have to start with dark purple. And then just work my colors back up. I know the colors that I used. The airbrush is going to blend differently than the brush, so you're probably going to use more glazes to work your colors back up. And just do it in a spot larger than where you made your mistake, because part of what you're trying to do is blur the area where you made the mistake. Otherwise, if you just fix it in the spot where you made the mistake, then now you have a spot on the model. So sometimes you're painting an entire panel of armor. Sometimes you're painting, the entire muscle or part of the arm or body or whatever it is. Just whatever your comfort level is. I don't let it bug me, though. Knock wood, it doesn't happen very often. Now that we've talked about it, it'll happen. But again, patience is your best friend for making sure you don't have to worry about those things. Making sure that you line up every brush stroke. A lot of times when you see me painting, you will see there be brush movements that don't put paint on the model as I'm lining it up, especially when doing curves or hard to reach shapes. I'll get in there and kind of, get in there and move the brush so that my brain gets the feel of what my brush has to do to hit the area I'm trying to paint, and then I'll go closer to the model and actually hit it. So, taking the right steps and precautions to make sure you keep your paint clean in the areas it needs to be clean is your best friend. Learn that. It's like when people come in here all the time and ask, hey, do you have any pointers for a beginning painter? And, I think it's frustrating for some people when the first thing I say is, yes, keep the paint in the lines. But I don't say it like that, but that's the gist of it, is that put the paint in the right place. And it's a very duh statement because everybody's like, well, of course that's the right thing. But so many of us tend to forget that over time, that it is so important. If you get good at taking the time to line up all your brush strokes so that you can get the sides of the leather painted like somebody asked, and get the straps painted to where you don't get any brown on the blue skin, then now you know how to win painting. Right? This is how you become a better painter, because now you begin to be more fearless about attacking the model, because you don't care. It's why I don't like videos that say, hey, paint your whole army in 10 minutes. Because I tend to think that they set up really bad examples of speed being the goal, and speed gets you in trouble. Or can get you in trouble. Doesn't always, but it can get you in trouble. And so really, learning patience first and taking as much time as you need to get patient and confident in your brushstrokes is the way to start. Then worry about speed, because once you have patience and you know what you need to do to keep paint in the right place, then speed can come naturally, right? You can just speed up the way that you apply the paint. But that confidence is going to be the big key, letting you know everything from a little extra breath and another couple of brush strokes, make it to where I don't have to fix anything. And also teach you over time that, you can fix anything. There's nothing in painting that's going to be, so egregious that you're like, oh, throw that model away. Very, very rarely will you commit cardinal sins that make you have to throw a model away. Early on, it's usually about you put the paint on too thick and it looks like you dipped it in mud or something. But if you can avoid that from the beginning, then painting becomes really easy. Or easier, I should say.
Red, Green, Blue Hex said, I just picked up One Step Set 2 at my LGS.
Oh, fantastic.
Can't wait to start painting with it.
Look at that.
That's
that.
Awesome.
Your LGS is a good one.
You got a good LGS. They got their order in, and it got shipped early.
That's awesome. Like I said, like two of you guys, there you go. There's proof. If you go ask your LGS, some of them might have it for sale this weekend before the live date on Wednesday.
You don't have an LGS near you that carries Pro Acryl, the Set 2 One Steps will be available on...
Well, first, go yell at them because they're just
definitely
wasting their money.
But they will be available online on August 12th. I don't know what day of the week that is. Wednesday, maybe?
Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday.
Game Castle Santa Clara.
Awesome. Yeah, the Game Castle crew is actually really good. They stay on top of stuff.
They do.
They run a tight ship, and they like to take care of their customers. So we really enjoy them as a good group. A bunch of franchised stores, but they still do a very good job. I don't think they have central purchasing, but they have a good communication amongst their stores for what's new and staying on top of bringing it in and talking amongst themselves on where they're experiencing, cool sales stuff. And
just on Monument Hobbies Canada website coming soon.
We are looking right now at end of August, production beginning in Canada. We've opened up a new facility there, and we are just waiting on the final production stuff to show up, which is labels and set boxes. So as soon as all of that is there, then we can start producing. We'll be producing earlier than end of August with paint bottles, I think. But we've got to get all of that set up. And then once we're good with the production running, QA tested and all that, then you'll start seeing the site launch. It'll launch slowly. We'll just have paints on there for the beginning. And then we'll go and add in more products as time goes on.
Question from Heroic Villainy Studios
Hello.
on YouTube. How much thinner to paint do you use with Procro when airbrushing? Also, what PSI do you set your compressor at?
So we're in Arizona. It's very, very dry. We set at 22 PSI and we never change it. Like legit, we never change. Even during our monsoon season where we actually see some humidity, we don't ever change it. As far as thinning goes, and I'm always spraying through a 0.3 needle. I don't see the need for anything smaller for what we do. I can do fine detail with a 0.3. But as far as thinning, like I showed today when doing this guy, that I didn't thin the base coat at all. So I didn't thin until we got to the last two colors. So the primer obviously not thinned. I put a coat of dark purple primer over the black primer. I did not thin it. Then I did a coat of dark gray blue, did not thin that, just straight in the airbrush. And then after the dark gray blue, I did dark turquoise, and dark turquoise I thinned basically 50-50 with one step medium and a little bit of water. And then same exact thing for the bright green blue for the highlight on the skin. So that's easy. I typically am highlighting the or thinning for my midtones and highlights, but my base coats, for the first 2 or 3 colors that I'm putting on, I don't thin at all because I want that saturation of color. I want that boost without having to do multiple layers, and then I start thinning as I get more brighter colors on the model because the contrast will sometimes show you spotting or dithering that I don't like. And so by thinning, you protect yourself from that.
Got a few questions that have come in. Sazabi Zombie. Can one step be used as a regular layer paint?
It is not opaque, so it's difficult to say. I think that with some of the colors, you can get away with using them in your layering after you get your base coats on. But they're better for layering and, like, more like acting like glazing and shadows and stuff is really where you're going to see them start winning, because they just don't have opacity, right? So depending on what you're meaning by layering, you can use them during your process, but you're always going to be fighting the fact that you'll see the base color through them. So they act more like heavy glazes.
Lumberjack Tim, maybe like 2056.
What?
East Coast Distribution Center in Philly for me to run when?
Oh yeah. I always forget Tim wants to take over the world.
Deathspawn, yes. Monument Hobbies Canada online store.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yep.
You'll be able to shop there, and it'll ship from Ontario.
Yep, we already have stores starting to receive racks out of the Ontario warehouse. So we've got the new display racks are hitting, and we've got, I don't know, half dozen stores up there that are getting those racks right now. So that's great. But the online store direct to consumer is lagging because it will be filled with paint that's actually made in Canada. We just got all the Canadian labels done. Had to do all the French on them and all that stuff. But we will have, for the first time, fully made in Canada Prochrome.
Well, Travel Cedric, you tell them to get on it, because they can get the setup now. Let's see here. Big Bobzilla said it would be a great April Fool's prank changing to 25 psi. Isaac Schaefer, any plans for adding more weathering pigments? Can you give us a hint and what kind? Also, will you let us know when the out of stock pigments will be back on the web store? You can sign up for an alert on that for sure. There should be a
and I don't know what
thing.
the holdup is with them, so I have to check. The pigments right now are one of the few things that is made in Canada at our facility there, and I don't know why we don't have those colors. But I can...
Oh my goodness, I remember this name from years and years ago. Chinkusa.
What?
I said just wanted to drop by and say what's up since it's been so long.
No
How
way.
long has it been?
Holy, like 8 years.
Long time.
What's going on, Jen?
Grimbo42, when will the special sauce be back in stock in the EU?
I did not know that it was out, but it should be very soon. We have a shipment that's headed there with all of the one-step set 2. And so it maybe if it was out, then it would be on that shipment.
Are you, just to double check something too, are you actually in the EU? Because sometimes it'll show things as out of stock if you're not in an area where they can ship. Just to avoid...
That's also true.
Avoid, someone buying something and paying, like if they happen to be in the US and they land on the EU website, everything looks like it's out of stock, because we don't want them to accidentally buy from the EU and pay like $8,000 in shipping to get here.
I think that's so smart that y'all have done that. I've almost made that mistake with even like Amazon. And it'll pop up with a ridiculous cost, and I'm like, oh.
It can be a little confusing when there's multiple sites. Someone clicks the wrong link and suddenly they're shopping from France.
Yeah, so if you go look at the EU store from the US, it looks like there's nothing in stock.
Yeah.
So check and make sure there are other things that you can purchase in stock, and then you'll know you're in the right deal.
And that'll answer that question for you.
That warm brown looks really good up against the blue skin.
It does.
He's got like a collar, like a steel collar with a lock on it. I love how a lot of the trolls are like, it's like they're dressed up like they've been enslaved. And yet, I don't know if it's because they're. I know the old troll maulers had like chains on them and had to have handlers. I think was part of the original stuff because they were just too wild.
Right.
Oh,
I wonder
based
if
in
these guys
Germany,
just like the
everyone's out of
aesthetic
stock.
now.
Okay. It's on the way.
What's that?
Grimbo said based in Germany. Every reseller is out of stock here.
Yeah,
Even like PK Pro doesn't have any. Because they're in Germany.
probably not. It sold super well.
It did, yeah. But it's on our way. It's on our way. It's on the way to our EU site. Red, green, blue hex. Jason, what one-step paint makes the best base for non-metallic gold? What's the best one-step for non-metallic silver?
The best one step for non-metallic white metal, like silver or steel, is dark blue black, my opinion. The best for gold is either of the new bronze yellow or olive yellow that are in set 2. They're phenomenal, both of them. I have had really good luck with the current warm yellow and then a top coat, more of a wash of the dark green brown over that. Works great. It gives you a really good, like, desaturated, grimy yellow base that then you just start highlighting back up on. That can look really good. So, if you just have set 1 and don't want to wait for set 2, then the warm yellow with the dark green brown over the top, and then, bright yellow ochre and, pale yellow, bright pale yellow for your highlights is perfect. But if you can stand to wait, the 2 new yellows are phenomenal. And we're getting really good feedback from people that have gotten the pre-release sets where they're like, holy.
This is red. It's a lot of colors. Red, green, blue hex that got the set already from his
nice.
LGS.
Well, there you go.
So you've got the colors you need. Brolo's TV said, hiya, Phoenix.
Hello.
Hey, Brolo.
Danger Boy just primed Sidewinder Slim. OMG, I'm so excited to paint this model.
It's such a good
That's
model.
so cool.
I need to paint Sidewinder Slim. I said after we were
Isn't
getting
that the one you did?
Huh?
Which one did you do?
Whiplash Willie.
Whiplash Willie, okay.
Sidewinder Slim was supposed to be next, and then I got caught up in Conquest and then War Machine, and I've just got ADD, so... I've got bright, shiny disease.
By the way, said it's probably been about 8 years because I went all in on my business that I just sold after 8 years, prepping to move to Japan in the next 3 years.
Look at you.
And said
Congrats.
My new venture is getting into voice acting for video games.
Look at you.
That sounds fun. I've always been keeping a frameable or 4 ready if the fancy strikes me. I still have not painted one. I have one sitting on my desk at home. Unprimed.
I too have a frameable sitting at home unprimed.
Yeah.
It's in that
Scaredy
pile in the
cats.
corner.
Bunch of scaredy cats.
Bunch of too much other cool plastic to paint.
Yeah.
I blame Jason for always showing cool stuff on stream.
Yep.
I mean, I could stop.
No, please don't.
Definitely encourage people to buy new things.
Part with their paycheck.
Oh, Danger Boy said that's what gave me the idea to build Spider-Man into the frame. Monument is my muse. From the challenge, right? I saw that. That was cool.
For those of you who weren't around, this week on Monday, we kicked in and started painting the Zinvaded Sergeant. And we got him finished up yesterday. And that was a lot of fun. Just a great model.
Didn't they say that the Drop Monument's name thing goes all week?
Yeah, if you go to Zinvaded, is it just Invaded.com? Did we figure that out? I think it's just ZYNvaded.com. These models are all over my desk, right? The Heavy Trooper, the Sergeant, and the Sniper. And they're great fun, easy sculpts, and very, very paintable. Just beautiful sculpts to paint because they give you big open areas. Had a ton of fun with it. Really simple. just kind of a really quick tabletop with some added effects, a little bit of glow on the die where he stabbed it, and his eyes, his bug eyes. But lots of fun, and would definitely recommend. And the 2-player starter set and all their stuff. But if you use they made a code. I think it's just Monument.
And I don't think it's a code that
you just
like
say in the notes
code.
section that
just
you found out about us
from
Monument, and they'll give you a free mini in your order.
Yeah,
so.
just say Monument Hobbies sent me. Cronker Havoc said, I also have ADD. Add 2-cart, add 2-cart, add 2-cart.
That's what I'm always meaning. It's bright, shiny disease. I'm like, ooh, what's that?
Big Bobzilla, I mean, I don't know. Big Bob said, is it cool to name drop you when I go to buy set 2 at the game store? Figure they should know who you are. Should get me a discount, right?
Sure. If it doesn't, you should get very mad at them. You tell them Jason sent me. It's so funny that a lot of our dealers probably don't even know that I exist.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't come to their retailer live stream.
Yeah, we do a live stream for our retailers, but they have to show up, and there's not very
cool.
many of them that show up. We've changed the time to later next week. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if we get a better turnout. Great resource.
Oh, Haley got the starter set today. Said I've never played a war skirmish game, and I figured this one was bite-sized.
Yes.
This invaded one, I think.
Yep. I think it is the perfect size to kind of play around with, for sure. 3 models? Come on.
Beard Science said for this invaded model, there is an additional delivery information section when checking out. Just put Monument Hobbies in there, and you should be good to go.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, they said they keep it running through the week. So if it's something that you think you'd be interested in, jump on it. We have no skin in the game. I want to make it very clear. We don't get anything out of it. We just like supporting small businesses in our industry. And especially when they do really fun stuff that gets me jazzed with models, and they were really fun to paint, and just a neat idea.
Big Bob, do you have a picture of you with Jason? Maybe that would help. I don't know. Red, green, blue, do you ever swatch your paints? I've been putting some primer on the lip of the one-step paints, and it's super helpful.
I don't. I make the colors, so I know what they are. But it definitely would be good. Like if you've got paints around, having a cheat sheet is good. The lids do it themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So the nice thing with our lids, some people are like, your lids are messy, I hate them. I'm like, you know what? The paint on the lid shows you exactly what the dried color looks like. It's a godsend. So yeah, I will look there most of the time. It's how I show you guys the colors on stream a lot, is like, take these and use them. You can see how they look.
Sarcastic Grandpa wants to know if the code is valid for the Zinvaded starter set only.
I don't know that. I think he gave benefit to people that were buying like 3 models, building an army or something like that. I don't think it's a buy one get one free. I think you need to buy like a starter set or like 3 models to build a force out of. You can try whatever you want. I don't know.
Mrs. Frigid Phoenix, some of the girls that work for us are super into their nails. Actually, the ones that still work for us maybe are less than some of our former girls that worked for us. Like very elaborate, beautifully painted, long. I never understood how they could work with them. Tom WZ wants to know if there's a reason why we don't sell spray primers in the EU, and when can they be expected?
I don't have a really good answer for you. Probably mainly because ColorForge already has distribution in the EU, and so to make the Pro Acryl colors over there might be a little bit of a competitive thing for them that they don't want. We haven't really been able to break through that wall on that end, but we want to. Um, the bigger problem, I think, is label. All of our paints are labeled for the U.S. with the hazard symbols and stuff. We would have to make an additional label for the EU because it's different from our US one. And that label, we would have to produce enough to match their production runs with, and we just don't have that bandwidth in the EU yet, but it's coming. We're talking about ways to do it, so it's always being discussed. Our hope is to be able to do that. Just more business.
Okay, so Beard Science is mentioning purchasing a kit called "Don't Let the Zed Bugs Bite." That sounds
yes.
Nothing about nothing. Just want to sing the praises of your mold line remover. I used your hobby knife for years and was super happy. Grabbed one on a whim at my LGS. So glad I did.
It is so great, isn't it?
I think it's one that
every time I pick it up, it's just like the mold lines just melt away.
Yeah.
The double bladed edge and the alternating angles just make it easy for me because it doesn't matter which armpit a mold line goes into or which side of the crevice I have to scrape. It's just really good. And you can push with it too. You don't have to pull to scrape. You can push with that blade. It's double bladed on each of the edges too, so makes it even better. Glad you're liking it.
No, the wood handle Pro Sables are we had a few sets at Adepticon. We have not produced.
These are made in the USA
yet.
Sables, so they have the USA label. We make them here in Phoenix. We're having to redo the controller on the dipping machine, the machine that dips the handles right now, and that's taking way too long. So
it's the exact same brush as our red handled Pro Sables, though.
Yeah, the red Pro Sables are exactly the same. It's just whether or not they are assembled in the U.S. or in Germany.
In Germany.
So exact same brush. The brush heads are all made by the same master brush makers in Germany. What we do is we just make the handles and then crimp the ferrules and all the assembly. So
Meeple, this model is War Machine. I always have to really think about that so I don't say Warhammer.
Yeah,
War Machine.
It is the same. Yeah, it rolls off the tongue
faction,
as it's Warhammer.
And his name is Clanger.
Clanger. This is good old Clanger.
Clanger. Danger Boy had a QVC credit card as a kid. I would love a Monument credit card, so when the commercials come on, I can call now and give them my card number. I mean, any credit card is a Monument credit card.
That's the way we like to think about it. That's the way we look at it. You don't even have to try very hard.
Crimp is such a good word. I'm so glad you do the crimping here. I used to crimp my hair in the 80s.
Oh my God. With one of those flat things that did the wavy stuff to it?
It was like, yeah. It
horrible.
Was like a straightener, but it had little crimps. I don't know what you're called. It was very fun. And then when Christine turned 40, we did an 80s themed birthday party for her. So I actually found a crimper and I crimped my hair for that party.
Oh my
Super
God.
fun.
That's hilarious.
Better to be crimped than crumped. I don't know what crumped is.
Got some crumping to do. That's getting whooped.
Mrs. Phoenix did a photo shoot for the 90s. Had to find one.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Hair
times.
crimpers. I remember those things. It looked like a flat iron.
Yes, but instead of flat, it was
Made waves in your hair.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Not even waves. It was like bins, like little, like a.
Yeah, it
like
was.
a
It was like
V.
little bins,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
textured pattern.
Oh, question for me. When and why did I invent brush soap? Uh, when was 2017?
I don't
Probably
remember. 2016 or 2017.
2016 or 17? And why? Because before Monument Hobby, the brush goop is older than Monument Hobbies is. And before Monument Hobbies, we were Slow Fuse Gaming. We had an online store, sold a variety of different paints and other hobby products. But we did make our own carrying cases and paintbrushes. And Jason wanted to have a brush soap available to go along with the brushes that we sold. And we were going to sell another brand that is popular, but we couldn't get the ability to buy it in quantities for our own store for reasons. And I won't say anything bad about them because a lot of people still use that brush soap and it's a fine product. So Jason said, hey, can you maybe figure out how to make something to clean paintbrushes? And I took what limited knowledge I had about any of this, and really just kind of Googled and thought about like how I would clean my own hair. Not that I put paint in my hair, but because sable is a natural hair, I just started thinking about shampoo, and I wanted not to have a liquid, so I crafted up some things and pulled from various shampoo recipes. Voila.
It's a
I think
fantastic.
he only
Fantastic
had like
drunken
maybe
brush
3 or
goop.
4 samples. Like I think he only
If
went
that,
through.
I mean, it was pretty quick that we got the right formula.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah.
She nailed it, and it is very unique.
And the formula has been changed a little bit, but it's just to make it better, to make it a little bit more sustainable. If you've ever ordered brush soap from our website in the summer, you probably received it with a little ice pack that was completely melted when it arrived to you. Sometimes the soap itself would be melted depending on when in the summer it was purchased and where you live, in combination with the Arizona heat. And it would separate, and it was definitely, still usable, but it was a bit of a process. So we wanted to make it less work for you, that if you did see any melting or separation of the oils, because it's all natural products, so it's got natural oils and stuff in it. And now you can just mix it back in. You just stir it up, like with the end of your paintbrush or something, if it happened to separate. So there you go. That's my story.
She nailed it.
Rumor has it she was a little tipsy when developing it, hence the name Drunken. False.
False.
I take work serious. I don't drink on the job. Work is serious business. Red Green, thank you. That was the other one that didn't work, or that we couldn't sell. So it was meant to be an alternative to that, and it's a all-in-one product. So
Yeah, she's being way too nice, by the way. I don't have a problem telling you that company said that our art form was not, that what we did was not art, and that's why they wouldn't work with us.
The other products out there can be a little harsh on your brush. So my brush goop has conditioner built in, so it's all in one. If you use those products that don't have any conditioning agent built in, and you're using it on your sable brushes, you'll find that they will dry out just like hair.
Yep.
So,
well, and the oils that we use act almost as natural resins, and so they also act to reshape the brush.
they reshape the brush as well. Yep.
Whereas the others don't. So we really do have an all-in-one where no ingredient is lost, no ingredient is wasted or useless. We don't put any type of what are they called, foaming agent in it, so that it doesn't suds up. Nope. It doesn't really feel like a soap in that regard.
It suds a little bit, maybe, depending on how much water
if you
how
agitate
much
a lot,
agitation you use. Yep.
But no, it's made to just do the job, clean the brush, no matter if it's a synthetic or a sable, to the best of anybody's ability, and then reshape and condition so that your brushes last longer.
Yeah.
And it really does work. It's a champ.
I mean,
Anybody that's ever used
there are
it
old
is-
streams where, you know, I remember being, I think, on a stream with Jordan one day. I'm like, I'll just show you how good it is. And I found the beat up old brush in Jason's brush cup
What?
and made it.
There are no beat up old my brushes.
Where's
I will
the
have
brush
you know
cup
there are no
camera?
beat
Where's the
up
brush
old
cup
brushes in
camera?
my brush cup. She is a lying liar who lies. I take great care of all my brushes. I am offended.
But if you were here that day, you saw us bring a brush back from what looked to be ready for the bin. Rob Younce, I'm not familiar with that product, so I can't compare. How does Goop compare to Josana? Not familiar.
Josana?
Josana, Josana.
Oh, I don't know about that. I have no problem putting ours up against anybody on the planet for cleaning acrylics. We understand we do not make it to clean solvents other than water-based acrylics.
Right.
So if you have a product that you're using like the Winsor Newton that'll clean oils and stuff, we don't recommend that without also using a conditioner, because you can't have a conditioner baked into anything that also does a lacquer thinner in it. Of any note, nothing good. But yeah, there's a lot of products out there if you're using oils or enamels and stuff that will work great for you too. Good God, these straps.
Brush Goop works great on synthetics as well, Snow Blinky.
100%.
And it helps if you, with your synthetics, if you clean them, like if you're very, very dedicated and committed to your synthetics and you clean them after every painting session, you can reshape the tip with Brush Goop. You just pull it to a point with put a little Brush Goop on your fingers, pull the brush to a point, let it dry that way, and it'll stay. Now, that's going to help with the tip curl. But you really have to do it like every time, because those synthetics will want to curl.
Yeah, you can watch our chasing the tip video for the...
Yeah. We have all kinds of videos. That's the thing, too, I was going to say is that, you know, as far as comparison goes, I'm not familiar with other products that are meant to clean brushes, but we have lots of video content showing how to use it, what it'll do for your brushes. So the proof is there.
Awesome videos and awesome product.
Thank you.
Why, thank you.
I was using
It's almost like
a
we paid him to
competitor
be
before, and my brushes never went to a point.
Yeah.
They would get clean, per se.
Right.
Air quotes on the clean part. But they wouldn't get into the ferrule and
Yeah.
get all that out.
Yeah. Yeah. Magic.
No, that's the thing is that, you know, when you're painting with thinner fluid paints like we do in our hobby, you need a different brush cleaner, because you are not cleaning the bristles as much as you are cleaning the part you can't see, which is the paint and the ferrule. That's what causes us all the problems. That's why, you know, people that paint canvases with oils and stuff don't worry about cleaning, because they can leave their brushes in a tin of turpentine and they're fine, right? They're painting with a type of paint that already has linseed oil and things like that, so they're not worried about conditioners like we are with acrylics. Because we're painting with liquid plastic, and it is very tough on brushes, and it's worse on brushes because we paint at very low viscosities, thin paint, so that we can glaze and stuff you can see through, and all of that causes problems because it seeps up into the ferrule and is kind of like the hidden death of brushes, is that paint in the ferrule. I show it all the time, that, you know, a lot of people ask why their paintbrush forks, right? And it won't hold a tip. And I'll tell you that it isn't anything about the paint that's up in this part of the brush. It's all about the paint that's down here at the ferrule. So when you start seeing paint build up down here at this silver line, that's the problem. And if I just squeeze this together, right, you'll see it fork. Look at that.
Yep.
Right? And that's what you'll wind up with a brush that doesn't hold its tip. You'll see that it'll start to fork like that, or do it in three places. It's all because of the tension that's placed down at the base of the ferrule because of dried paint. When paint dries down here, it squeezes the bristles together and causes them to split like that. So that's why you're having your brushes not be able to hold a point. So you need a brush cleaner that gets down there, strips all of that paint out while conditioning the brush so that it doesn't over dry and cause you problems that way. So Jen's brush soap is literally I put it up against anything.
Clueless Minis on TikTok. Switch from Master of Soap to Goop 100%. Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Sir Sheldon loves the Goop. I have 1.0. Don't know if I'll live long enough to run out. It lasts a long time. A little goes a long way.
That's
so
the other thing.
Folkfire Minis said, fine, you sold me. I will buy some brush Goop when I get step 2 or one step set 2. It'll last you a long time.
Yeah, the thing is we're not creating a product that dries out and turns into a useless puck after you having it for a year. There's still people that have the old 1 ounce size that they still use, and we haven't sold the 1 ounce size for 5 years.
Longer than that, probably.
And I still see people at shows that have the 1 ounce size that they're using. Like, we make stuff to last. It isn't a joke. We're not trying to have you waste your money.
Clueless Minis, I see you over there. Don't eat the brush Goop.
Yeah, don't, please.
2 ounces now? I don't know. How big is the new one? Is it 2?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to make a 1 and a 2, but the 2 sold better than the 1, and so we just switched over to the 1. Or, I'm sorry, we switched over to the 2 fully. Especially because it helps us with production when we don't have to go into two container sizes. So we still make it all in-house. And like Jen said, the only formulation improvement that we've done is to get its melting temperature higher.
Yes.
So that it won't separate on you in extreme summer heat anymore.
Christmas sushi.
And that if it does, it literally just reconstitutes when it cools.
Yeah, you just stir it up.
So the emulsion's a lot better now than it was.
Christmas Sushi said I've used a lot of Goop in my time.
Hey, this is a family show, Chris. I don't know what in the world he's talking about.
Chris, I did all the things, but then about 10 minutes in, realized I forgot to actually push the live button on TikTok. I thought I was doing so well today.
Oh, did you not?
I forgot.
Oh, no. So TikTok came in like 10 minutes late.
10 minutes late, yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We never do anything
It's
important
all
in the first 10 minutes anyway.
Will the conditioner and the brush group work on nose hairs? Asking for a friend. I don't know.
100%. Don't ask me how I know.
We haven't tried that, but
don't ask me how I know.
I don't know everything around here.
Pubes.
Hey.
If you're trying to create a new look down there.
Philip said, I think I have 3 tins of brush goop. I kept losing them, rebuying, then finding the old one.
We have a lot of people that do that. That are like, I have like way more than I ever need because I lose it.
That's royal purple for me.
Really?
I've lost like 2 bottles, and I now have 4 bottles.
We have people that tell us those stories all the time. It's like every time they come and shop on a store or see us at a convention, they buy some colors because they're like, oh, I really need that color. And then they get home and they say, I've said that every show, and now I have 6 bottles of like pale yellow or whatever it is. Because they'll come talk to one of us and be like, what color would I use for this? And we'll give them a color combo, or they'll see a color combo they really like, and they'll be like, well, just to make sure I have it, I'm going to buy it. And then they get home and they already have it like 6 times over. I think that's always funny.
I think there's an app where you can keep track of your paint that you own.
100%.
Clueless Minis has 4 dark plum.
Yep. Well, that's not a bad one to have.
That's a good one.
Dark plum's a good one to have a lot of. Not going to lie.
Lumberjack Tim keeps a list of what needs to be replaced. That's smart, Tim.
My problem is I will take it home and then do like you said. I'll say to myself, I'm putting this in a really important spot to remember where it is. And anybody with ADHD that says I'm putting it in an important spot to remember is not going to remember.
Trust me. I'm the master of writing notes and then never reading my notes. I think that falls in the same category.
Shailene uses the color chart. Have to have it with me so I don't get paint amnesia. Yeah. When I was
paint amnesia, I like that.
When I was really into cross stitch, I mean, it's like paint. There's a million different colors of thread. And when you buy there's like little spools that you can put them on so that they don't get tangled up. and it comes with stickers, and you put the sticker on the little spool, and then you can store it in like a case. And I would always carry that sticker sheet with me, so that I knew if the sticker was not on there that I already had that color. So I would only buy the colors where I still.
Oh,
had
through
stickers.
subtraction,
Yeah.
you knew.
Yep.
That's smart. I have done that with models. Not gonna lie. Been like, oh, I need that model, and then it shows up, and then I have it already. Like, oh, now I have 2 of those that I don't need.
Oh, Rabian said I created an app that tracks minis and paint and can create a paint wish list.
Nice.
That's awesome. Two blue, 2 purple, 3 dark plum, 2 white gold.
I
Here,
say
it's
just
Tony.
buy all the paints
Huh?
twice. Just buy all the
Yeah.
paint colors twice. Every time you need new paints, just get a whole new set.
Yards Tony made a spreadsheet that has all the colors and each spot in the paint brackets it's in. Downside with ADHD, what I actually have is a titled blank spreadsheet and a pile of paints.
So, you know what you have is you can just go download the PDF from our website.
Yeah.
It has check
It
boxes
has
on
check
it.
boxes on it. Yep.
Like our entire line of paints is on the PDF, and it has check boxes, so you can just print that out and check them and leave it on your desk. Take it with you when you go to the store. We make it easy.
Bogus said, would you ever consider making a full maxi mega set that includes everything aside from Wizard's Butt, including One Step?
The answer is not no. It's something we get asked a lot.
Yeah.
And we could do it. It's just that it is difficult to keep up to date. I know that sounds silly, but every time we add a new paint, then we have to go in and change that product and the way it works and all of that. And it's the back end system that causes the big trouble with inventory management and all that, rather than anything limiting us from doing it for any other reason. So the answer is yes, we could do it. The mega set has been one where we just said, okay, we're going to make this set. It's a great intro to the line at a very large level, at a great discount.
Yeah.
And it makes it very, very easy for people to get the bulk of what will get you going with Procurl. And we don't have to change it. That's why we did it that way, because we can leave that alone. Anything else we have to do, we have to go in and edit a lot, and it's everything, you know how that is.
So I just looked at the time. It's 3:59. I'm not doing good keeping track of time today.
What?
3:59. Snow Blinky in the on our website. If you use the menu, and there should be an option for it that says color chart
It's in the Learn tab.
in the Learn tab.
If you go to the Learn section on the website, there will be a deal called Color Brochure. And click on the Color Brochure tab, and you will get the colors all laid out in multiple formats. There should be one there that you like. One of them is by SKU, so it's just by number if you keep your collection done that way. There's one that's ordered by hue, and one that's ordered by the set that they came in. So one of those 3, they're all the same paints. They're just collected in different ways, so visually it might appeal to you more than the other. Some people like to think of it as, here's all the reds, here's all the greens, here's all the blues. And so there's the hue one for that. There's the set one if you want to think about what sets you own. And then the other one is by SKU, just by paint number, starting with white and then black, red. Good God, I couldn't even go through them all by number anymore. I used to have to do that by memory.
Shailene, I still haven't made it to Music Bingo, but it's definitely on my list of things I want to do, but have fun. Hope you win. Robion said, I would love to share the app in Discord.
Go for it.
With
Put a link up in
permission.
the Discord.
There you go.
I'm okay with that. We like cool stuff. It's there's a section, don't put it in the main. Look down the row of sections. There's one that's called social links or something like that. Put it in there with an announcement.
That way people won't think it's like spammy.
Yeah. We have to do it that way because we don't test it or condone it everything that's posted there, but we want to give people the idea that, or the ability to go and post their stuff, because we have a tremendous amount of people in there that are interested in it. So one of our community members just recently did the 3D printable paint racks. Those are really cool. Link to that in the Discord as well. I think Gabe was saying he printed those out for himself. Some neat stuff. All right, I think that's all the straps. Question mark? And pouches? I don't know. Oh, no, there's more pouches. Good God, man. Oh, that's all part of that backpack thing, though.
Red, Green, Blue Hex said, what's the dumbest hobby product you've ever released?
Dumbest
hobby
product that we've ever
products.
released? You know, it's very funny because we are very particular.
Yeah.
And sometimes
don't
it
just throw
sounds kind of
stuff out
egotistical, but we don't sell anything that I don't use. Mm-hmm. So if you don't see one of us using it live on stream, you won't find it on the store, because if we don't use it, I have a real hard time, because for 10 years, sometimes 8 hours a day, we sit here and stream back in the day. And it's like, we never want to have to say, oh, that thing you have on the store, I don't know, I don't use it. Or have to sit here and tell you why it's so great, and then have somebody go, well, how come you never use it then? Right? So we use everything. So when it comes down to that, I don't think we've ever had one that was...
No. Well, Tomato said the bold sense of humor, probably, but that wasn't... Yeah. I mean, that was a good, fun thing.
We sold 2 of them at $500 a piece.
Oh, he said, I mean, you've ever seen released. Did I miss that part? Did I read it wrong? Maybe I read it wrong.
Oh, not one that we released, but one that we've seen released? Don't get me...
Sorry. Yeah,
don't get me started.
Fault.
Don't get me started on all the dumb Chinese crap that people stick their logo on.
Yeah.
Holy man. I
Here's
mean, I could send you...
You don't need a
DM me and I'll send you to some websites.
You don't... There are a lot of things you don't need. You don't need any kind of thing to wash your paintbrushes on. With like little pokey things. You don't need that. Or a toilet that...
In our hobby, like anything, any hobby or anything like that, or maybe not just even hobby, just like in the world in general, when you have a commercial aspect to it, there are a lot of solutions to problems that don't exist.
Yeah.
Tons.
Sure.
So you'll find that Monument is a company that offers solutions to actual problems. We don't create problems so that we can make solutions. So we don't have as many products as other people. But yeah, there's a lot of dumb ones out there.
Dumbest product ever made is the DVD rewinder.
Yeah, the DVD rewinder would be one. If that's a thing, that's crazy. You know. The most successful dumb product was the Pet Rock.
Yeah.
Not a hobby product, but you get my drift. I'm going to base some green and then we can quit.
Okay.
Well, couldn't it be a hobby product if you were painting your pet rock?
Everything is
That's
a hobby
true.
product if you try hard enough.
That is
I will go with that being the case. No, I think, there's a lot of dumb products out there. A lot of things you don't need. And I consider things that I consider to be dumb may not actually be dumb, so that's a harsh statement. They may just be, lazy and lazier than even I am. Because there's some things where I'm like, how come you don't just Google that? Why do you need something like that?
Johnny Boy said every zoo is a petting zoo if you have the right attitude.
Yeah, true. I think everywhere you go is a petting zoo with the right attitude. You can pet anything once.
Danger Boy said I would always check the DVD case when someone returned a loaner to me. Told them I was checking to see if they rewound it.
Oh my God, that's great. I want to have video of people's look on their faces. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
So I found a really funny Instagram account this week, and it's called Great Advice for, I'll say terrible people, but it's an expletive instead of terrible.
Oh.
And it is literally stuff like that, like the great advice for terrible people. So you open the DVD case and say, you didn't rewind that. And it's all stuff like that. It's hilarious. I could get lost in it for hours just reading all the because every post has multiple slides and they're all so funny. Check that out if you've got an hour to kill. No free pub.
No free pub.
Now the VHS rewinder was a real thing, and they alleged that it was hard on your actual VCR to rewind the tapes, so you would have a separate one, or so you could take one out and put the next movie in immediately if you didn't have the patience to wait for it to rewind. A separate rewinder.
I remember, as you're talking about this, the nightmare of going to return the tape and realizing you didn't rewind it. It would rewind automatically when it got to the end. And if you got them from like Blockbuster, they were cut to length. They were cut to length. But you would go all the way to the end, and then it would be that they wouldn't have extra time on it, so it would rewind. But I can remember just the fear of the extra $1 charge or whatever that you got if it wasn't rewound.
Yeah, like a Blockbuster would have. I mean, that was someone's job to rewind all the.
Yeah.
They charged you.
Yeah.
Like, we got to pay
$1.
Timmy over here to rewind all the tapes that come back without being rewound.
I think it was $1. Did the last Blockbuster finally close? It did, right?
I think so.
They made that
we watched the documentary
about it, and then I think it died. And now it's just like
you'd think that would have, rejuvenated it. The final one is in Bend, Oregon.
I don't think it's around anymore. I think I read something that it finally had to close.
Still one in Alaska, said Vipus.
Well, they made a documentary on it, but I think it closed, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The final corporate-owned Blockbuster store closed in January of 2014, but the last Blockbuster store in the world is still located in Bend, Oregon, and is still open and operating.
There you go.
All right.
Dude Abiding said my brother was just at the Bend one a couple weeks ago.
Cool, yeah. I guess it is still there. I think that most of what they do now is paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Yep.
T-shirts and things like that, because they can't
Nostalgia.
possibly have videos. Nobody has a VCR.
Remember when we found my old Blockbuster card?
Yes. and we found the Blockbuster card and the Walkman.
And a Palm Pilot.
And a Palm Pilot.
I found mine during my move out here from Virginia 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Heather took it, and it's now in a shadow box.
I was going to say, I saved it. I don't know. I think it might be on my shelf.
We have them all on a shelf or something.
Or in that, there's like a pot on our TV stand that has a bunch of that stuff in it.
Yeah, it has a bunch of the little old crazy paraphernalia.
Well, Tomato said, I have a VCR, thank you very much.
Well, I would if
Good luck renting a movie.
I have a bunch, like back in the day, my buddy was in the military stationed in Japan. And he loved anime before it was cool to love anime. I mean, we're talking about, like VHS tapes of anything like that didn't exist here. The U.S. had like Star Blazers, G-Force, and Robotech, the U.S. Macros thing. And that was all we had. And he would send me tapes. And I have like old bootleg, some subtitled, most not subbed or dubbed, Japanese versions of like the original Ninja Scroll, a lot of OVAs from over there and stuff like that, like some Fist of the North Star type stuff from back in the day that he would just send over here because he's like trying to get all of us while he was stationed over there. He was like, I found this cool stuff. You got to see it. And it was funny because back then I was like, I mean, this Ninja Scroll thing's pretty cool. But I mean, as a kid, you're sitting there watching it without knowing anything they're talking about because there's no subtitles. It's all in Japanese. I have no idea what's going on. And I wasn't a weeb. I didn't care. I was like, I don't want to have to figure this out. But now I would really enjoy watching those. I would really enjoy watching those because it is so hard to find like Ninja Scroll. Huh. Like, how do you even watch Ninja Scroll? Did somebody sell it on DVD? Did they even make it again? I don't know. I know they're redoing it, I heard. They're making an updated version of Ninja Scroll, I think. But holy crap. I have the bootleg of the second Ninja Scroll, which I had never seen since. Stuff like that. So I have a box of VHS tapes. Now, they have been literally in Apache Junction for so long in a storage facility that we need to clear out and never use again. Yeah. So I don't even know. They probably wouldn't even play. They're probably all melted together. But just the idea of them is cool.
Ghost Hunter said Ninja Scroll is on Crunchyroll.
Is it? Does it have a dub worth a damn? Or I could watch it subtitled, probably?
Danger Boy said Ninja Scroll is being a theater release.
Yes. To me, and see that show, that dates me, right? Because I'm like, that's the best anime ever. And people are probably laughing. But for the time, I feel like that was like some of the best animation I'd ever seen. And to this day, I don't feel like they do as good a job as they did with Ninja Scroll on a lot of things. It was brutal, too.
Panic Bomb said I have Ninja Scroll on Blu-ray.
You do? I just never have looked for it, so.
Mo has it on DVD.
There you go.
We don't have a DVD player either.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, my PlayStation 4.
Oh.
My PS4. The only reason I own it is it was the cheapest Blu-ray DVD on the planet at the time. The PS4 was the first Blu-ray that was sub like $500. And I don't remember how much it was. $200, $199 when you got it, but it was a cheap Blu-ray player. So I was like, yes, I'll get it. And then I think it came with like Destiny 1 or something and Bloodborne. That's what it was.
PS2 was $300, said Wad.
300?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. PS2? No.
Yeah. That's what he said.
PS4 was the Blu-ray, not PS2.
It was one of the best Blu-ray players, too.
Yeah, it actually had a good interface.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to work, right? With the like camo green pack.
Yeah. That's looking awesome.
And the brown straps and the blue skin. I think that color scheme's going to look good. I got to figure out what to do with all the metal. He'll have a little bit of bronze and silver, I guess. I don't know. All iron. I don't know. We could do it like iron and a little bit of rusty color on it or something like that.
Have you decided what you're going to do on all the quills, spines?
I mean, I honestly think that the quills would be fun to do in the traditional kind of reddish. Mm-hmm. They did it in my blue with red.
Right.
It's always funky because blue and red, it's a little too primary color for me. So maybe we do them in like plum.
Okay.
Or something. Something where the red is still reddish, but, you know.
What about like a dark plum? Where you
That's what, like dark plum into plum, so it's kind of like reddish purpley.
Yeah.
On it would be kind of cool.
Ghost Hunter said Gabe looks weird today. He's wearing his Frigid Phoenix costume.
Oh, that
I
Gabe.
am.
I thought you meant this looked like Gabe.
Oh, no, I think you meant.
Gabe's been working out.
Grew a beard.
Gabe can't come to game night tonight because he's out with his family picking blackberries in like Payson or something like that.
Well, there you go. That's nice for them.
In 108, I'm good.
Yeah, insanity, right?
Yeah, I'm
well, it's
good.
not that hot in Payson. It's probably
insanity.
Like 80. In the 80s, probably.
Insane. Hey, Sean, what's going on, buddy? Sean Sakari, another local. I think you're still local, right? I never see you anymore, but I believe you're still here.
It is cute. What a nerd, doing family activities like a loser.
On game day. Game day. You have Saturday and Sunday for that, Gillenborn.
You're
what?
with your nerd family on game night.
It is game night. There are very few excuses, and Blackberry is not one of them, that are valid for not being here on
Unless
Friday.
they bring us like some blackberry,
Also,
some baked good with.
also,
with
Con Crud
blackberries.
5 days after the con ended is not an excuse. See what I have to deal with, chat?
63 in Anchorage right now, and you're hot. Well,
It is
listen.
hot here. Holy balls.
Let me tell you about hot.
Holy balls. This room particularly, because it has a big window right there that we just have painted over. And so it's like, oh, it just bakes you. Are you still coming to East Valley? When? Did I ever say we were? No. No. Game night, we go to Gamers Guild, or
Gamers Guild.
Gamers Guild North. It's over off of Bell Road in the 17th, or Bell Road 19th Ave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Gamers Guild North Friday nights to play War Machine from 6 to whenever we leave. We generally leave around 11 p.m.
Yeah.
We eat up there and hang out. It's usually me, Jordan, Chris. Sometimes Frigid Phoenix comes. There's other Chris. Gabe won't be there. Phil won't be there tonight. But there's another local crew of guys. Ryan, I'm hoping will come out. So we have a bunch of the Monument team that have gotten into War Machine that we go up and play. So it should be fun.
I still need to get myself a army.
We have a lot here. I don't know if you know that or not, but we have we have quite a few here. Oh, that's what I could do. I could pack up some of the Signar in that magnetic tray so we could have a force for you to play tonight if you wanted to play some Signar.
Is our Chris coming tonight, or is he washing his hair? He was here a minute ago, so...
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. He said he's coming tonight.
Gillenborn will be there to play some MCP.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. All right, well, that's it. This is what we've done.
Links are linked.
It looks great.
This is what we've done. And a reminder that the Zinvaded model that we painted, right, that we started this guy on Monday, finished him up yesterday. This guy is part of the Zinvaded buy yourself your own Chinese takeout box. And the 2-player starter set is awesome. Comes in a Chinese takeout, Zinvaded, made by some wonderful people down in San Antonio, Texas. So it comes with everything you need. Tape measure, pencils, data sheets, scenario, rules, 6 models, tokens, the 3D printed objective tokens, and even it has like a grenade on a stand. I don't know where that is. I didn't find that in the rules yet. But comes with 6 models, everything you need to play an entire game. It's a fun game that is 3 models a side. So the nice thing is you with your sergeant, your heavy, and your sniper. That's it. You paint up 3 models. They come. You don't put them together. They come one piece.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there's nothing to do other than clean them. They're 3D printed, so you clean a little bit of the print nubs off of them, and you don't have to glue anything together. You don't have to glue them on a base. It's literally the easiest game to play. Like literally, take it out of the box, clean it up, put some paint on it, or don't play it raw. And they've got some amazing models. Now, I don't know if all the other models are one piece, but the 2-player starter set that I have is one piece. I didn't have to glue any of these together. No parts or pieces or anything. It's really fun.
I love how open and large the panels are.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's sculpted with just enough detail to let you know what it is, but to give you a lot of painterly effect to it. So, just even the red oxide primer showing through the panel lines on this guy gives a lot of depth to it and makes it really fun. And
right.
So it was easy and quick to paint up, but it still gives you the ability to do stuff like, need OSL effects and have it pull off because the model's cool enough to do some fun stuff.
Right.
But the whole world is really neat. It's a neat narrative where everything is 1-to-1. The reason why there's a 6-sided die on there is because those aliens are actually that big. And so the idea is that you can play it on any terrain anywhere. You can play it on your desk, your kitchen counter, and all the stuff you have there, like salt shakers and everything, become the terrain and make sense because these guys are like cockroach size. So they're playing around your terrain. And they're fighting each other, and there's a good narrative reason as to why all of it's going on. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Just a ton of fun.
And like Ghost Hunter said, put Monument Hobbies in the notes section on your order, and they're going to drop in an extra model. There
you go, Ghost Hunter. Yeah, the team came by during the stream a couple days ago and yesterday and said that they would honor put Monument Hobbies in the notes section. They'll drop in an extra model for you on all the orders going through the end of the week. So I assume that's today, but maybe the
Ghost
weekend.
Hunter
But
said till tomorrow.
I would probably do it today.
Yeah, don't wait.
I would probably not wait if you want to do it. Again, I want to make it clear, we have no skin in the game. We don't get any bonuses from this. We don't get any kickbacks from these guys. We just like supporting small creators especially in the U.S., that are pushing the hobby forward with cool models, cool games. It's a full game.
This is free pub right here.
Yeah, this is literally free pub.
Literally free pub.
This is how we do free pub for people that we really like what they're creating. So it's a lot of fun. So that 2-player starter set, I think, is like $70. And you get 6 models, all the rules, pencils, tape measure, dice. You literally don't have to have anything except that Chinese takeout box. And in one of the scenarios, the takeout box is their transport ship. It's the coolest scenario. The takeout box is the transport ship. One team is trying to get to it to take off with the information, and the other team is literally trying to push it off the table to kill it. And so you get up to it, and you roll dice, and you move it that far. And if it moves off the table edge, and you move it, and it falls, well, then you win. It's the best thing ever. It literally turns all of the fun stuff into like having a reality in the game. I just think they're doing a great job of doing some simple, creative stuff that makes you go, why didn't I think of that? That's so great. So there you go.
Well, like I was telling you earlier, how Ty over at Atlantis said that she was excited to get into it.
You can play it on the counter.
She could play it on her counter.
Yeah, she said like while you're at work, you can just play it on the counter with all the checkout and the rolls of receipt paper and all the stuff that you have on the counter. It's just great. The forces are save them or kill all, and then they also have the Zed bugs, which are the undead ones. And then the Terra, and the Terra are the insects that they've enslaved that became sentient and rebelled against their slavers. And now there's 4 factions. So And the models are great. Gabe yesterday bought the big tarantula one where the spider has its front legs, but its back legs had to become automated. And the fly lost its leg and wings or whatever it is. And so there was a scientist that made the spider and the fly became friends. And he gave them mechanical legs, and now the fly rides on the spider. Oh my God. So it's crazy. So there's a really cool narrative and some fun stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff, you like a little whimsy in your games, and you like a little pocket game, I call them. They're just games that you can get, 3 models for and go play with your friends, and it's just fun. So it's like, it's a firefly, actually. Whatever, dude. I said fly. It's a big generic term. It's fine. Yeah, it's hilarious. Rob Younce, yeah, it's hilarious. The narrative is crazy. They had a probe that came and crash landed in the middle of a tabletop war game and thought all the inhabitants of the planet were 2 inches tall, like the wargaming figures that were around when it landed. So then they invaded the planet only to find humans. One of the keywords on one of the scenarios is people around, and the people around forces you at the end of each model's activation. If you're further than 1 inch from a piece of terrain, you have to roll a die, and on a 6, a human sees you and squishes you and removes you from play because they think you're a cockroach. Right. It's just hilarious. Yeah, I think it's great. So anyway, go support other local or domestic fun game creators and send some love. Tell them we sent you. Hopefully we drove some business your way. Zenvaded. Yeah. Love the models. A lot of fun. I'll be painting more of that. But for now, trolls. Bah! So Clanger. We got some work done on Clanger. I really like the color, so I think this is my troll skin color. It's good. So thank you so much for hanging out with us and watching some paint dry. As always, we've had a wonderful week.
Thank you, Frigid Phoenix, for hanging out with us in person today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I finished a model. I did. I did that. For all my naysayers, bastages. So thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Frigid, thanks for coming on stream today. Frigid's going to go with us and play tonight, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be up at Gamers Guild if you're local. Want to come hang out at Gamers Guild North. Shoot the shoot and roll some dice. Be up there with my Crucible Guard, get my butt whooped. So look forward to seeing everybody next week. Thank you so much. Click on the single link. Did you put the single link up there?
The what link?
The one link.
I don't know about a one link.
He wrote it in the notes. He said if he didn't, he's fired.
Oh, I put in the individual links.
There's one link to rule them all.
All right, hang on, hang on.
I think it's called link.
Link?
Do exclamation point link and see if that works. I feel like that's what it is.
If it's not, then Chris is fired. Because that would be the best way to do it.
I don't think it's link.
No, that didn't work.
Unless it's over here.
Right Ghost Hunter's like, Chris is fired. Huzzah!
Nope, it's not link. All right, okay, hold on.
Maybe it's one link.
Christmas says it's links. Oh, it's plural.
Links. Okay.
I had it almost.
In Restream. Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe I didn't read far enough in the instructions. There we go.
The one link to rule them all.
Well, you also got the individual links earlier, so.
That's the good one. That's the landing page, sends you to all the great places, and then you're in the store, and we have you. You're part of the family. Join the cult. Enjoy some Pro Acryl. Paint some gray models. Turn them into wonderful colored beasts of burden that you can go roll dice and kill things with. We'd love to see you back here, so make sure you hit the follow or the sub button if you found us randomly on the interwebs this week or today.
And if you're watching somewhere other than Twitch, if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Kick or TikTok, and you want to continue watching more painting on stream, jump over here to Twitch real quick. We're about to raid Next Level Painting.
Yeah!
He's doing some anniversary stuff. It's been 10 years for him as well.
Awesome Panic Bomb.
So, yeah, come on over and LinkedIn win. And...
Bastards.
Give your love to Kenny when we get over to his chat.
Bastards. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't do anything we wouldn't do. Stick around, show some love in Kenny's chat. Wish him a wonderful 10 years of streaming. He and I started this kind of gig around the same time. Yep. It's been a wonderful run. So go show some love. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. See ya.
Bye.